Chapter 505. When do you plan to leave? Immediately? What? He originally thought that Sakura had just mentioned it and hadn't thought of when to leave, but the old man didn't think of it. Yes, I don't have time to quickly improve my strength, so I plan to leave in a while and go to the realm of the gods to train. Give me 100 years, I will return after 100 years and I will tell you my answer then. Hearing Sakura's words, the old man went silent. But after a while, he looked at Sakura with eyes full of determination and said, "Okay, remember what you said. After 100 years, even if you don't return, I will send people to catch you. At that time, whether you want to be the saint of assassins or not, it won't be up to you." Yes. Hearing the old man's words, Sakura nodded and agreed, "I understand. If there's nothing else, I will take my leave first." "Okay, go ahead." Seeing Sakura leave his room, the old man hurriedly said to the empty space in front of him, "Follow him. You heard what I said just now. Remember not to let him be in any danger. Of course, as I said, if there is no danger to his life, you can let him go. This is for you." Saying that, the old man took out a heavenward golden token and said in a cautious tone, "Give him all the financial and material resources of the assassin's branch on the way as long as he needs them. I believe he will not let me down." Yes. At this moment, Tan Lang appeared in the air and took the token from the old man before leaving. "Hee, little guy, I hope you won't let me down and don't let me misjudge you." The old man smiled as he watched the two of them leave. Then, he closed his eyes and began to meditate. After coming out of the old man's room, Sakura didn't go to the top floor. Instead, he walked out of the heaven's abode and looked at the bustling streets with people coming and going. For a moment, Sakura relaxed a lot. "I hope I can see you during this training." Without stopping, Sakura left the heaven's abode and walked into the distance. At this moment, Tan Lang, who was sent by the old man, was observing his every move. Within the forbidden valley of the divine sect of the Pai province, within the stomach of the thousand-legged centipede, Linley had already retracted his increased power. "I didn't expect that my clone would forcefully raise my cultivation to the peak of the advanced stage of heavenly soldier right after I reached the early stage of divine soldier. It seems that my cultivation will be even faster in the future." Thinking of this, Lin Rei couldn't help but feel excited. If he had known earlier, the amount of energy he needed to raise his cultivation was enormous. Now that he had broken through so much in such a short period of time, it could already be considered a miracle. How could he not be happy? Save it, how could there be such a beautiful thing in this world? The little dragon's sarcastic voice sounded, but Lin Rei was already used to it. "You only see that your cultivation base has increased, but you don't see how weak your cultivation base is right now. Tell me, with your cultivation base, who can you defeat?" Hearing the little dragon's words, Lin Rei subconsciously checked his cultivation base. Sure enough, it was just as the little dragon had said. At this moment, the spirit in the Dan Palace was very dim and the aura of his cultivation base was unstable. It was like a small sapling that was about to be blown away by the wind. How could this be? Seeing this scene, Lin Rei was shocked. Compared to his previous cultivation base, it was simply not on the same level. Moreover, the little dragon was right. If he were to meet a cultivator of the same level as him, he would be killed on the spot within a few rounds. Sigh. I forgot to tell you that although you and your clone share the same cultivation base, don't forget that your clone's cultivation base is different from yours. Others need a bottle of water, but you need dozens or even hundreds of times more than others. Therefore, this result was an accident. Hearing the little dragon's explanation, Lin Rei was stunned. If it was really like what the little dragon had said, then wouldn't he be defeated by his clone in the future? Thinking of this, Lin Rei couldn't take it anymore. Originally, he thought that with the double improvement of his clone, he could quickly enter a higher level. However, it seemed that this was not the case at all. Instead, the situation was even worse. Then tell me, what should I do? If my clone's cultivation base increases again, then wouldn't my previously indestructible Dao foundation be destroyed? Speaking of this, Lin Rei didn't dare to say any more. He didn't know what to do. If that was really the case, then all his previous efforts and all the pain he had suffered before would all be for naught. Looking at Lin Rei's crazy excited appearance, the little dragon didn't act like before to keep Lin Rei in suspense. He then said, "Actually, it's not that bad. Just like before, when you were in contact with Red Lotus. Red Lotus, you can do this with your clone. As long as you are in contact and share your cultivation base, then you can suppress your cultivation base and work hard to make up for the deficit in your previous cultivation base." Really? After hearing the little dragon's solution, Lin Rei, who had a worried look on his face, relaxed and revealed a smile. Don't worry. As long as you suppress your cultivation base, cultivate well, and work hard to make up for the deficit, then everything will be fine. Leave the rest to me." Hearing the little dragon's righteous words, Lin Rei was a little stunned. He even suspected that the little dragon in front of him was still the little dragon he knew. Did the sun rise from the west? This change in temperament made Lin Rei somewhat uncomfortable. How could the little dragon not know Lin Rei's thoughts? He didn't say anything and only glared at Lin Rei. How am I supposed to get out? At this moment, Lin Rei was in a difficult position. He didn't know how to get out. He really had no way to deal with this thousand-legged worm. Even the Chaos Dragon Spear couldn't pierce through it. I'll help you this time. Ha ha. Looking at the little dragon's sulky look, Lin Rei shamelessly made a funny face at the little dragon. Pfft, ha ha ha. In an instant, the little dragon who couldn't stand Lin Rei's look instantly burst out laughing. All his anger from before had disappeared. When will you grow up? You're already so old, why are you still acting like a child? Although the little dragon said that, he was very happy in his heart. Tisk, just be happy. Stop pretending. If I didn't know you, I wouldn't be worthy to be your brother. Looking at the little dragon's appearance, Lin Rei was helpless. He closed his eyes and left the rest to the little dragon. He believed that the little dragon could do it well. Stinky brat, seeing Lin Rei's action, the little dragon didn't care anymore. After laughing, he put on a serious face. How can I waste such a good thing? With you, this brat's speed of improvement will be faster. Who knows, it might even be possible for him to break through to the divine ancestor realm within 10,000 years. Looking at the automatic energy source in front of him, the little dragon was very reluctant to part with it. Moreover, when he thought of Lin Rei, he was even more determined to accept this thing. System, you have to help me this time. This thing is an existence that can reach the peak of the saint stage. With my current energy, it's not enough to do it. Yes, okay. The system agreed readily. For something that could help Lin Rei, there was no reason for the system to refuse. Heaven and earth, with me as the medium, accept, receive. The system's mechanical voice sounded. Suddenly, a strange force appeared. Even the little dragon couldn't help but reveal a look of admiration. Woo-woo, the thousand-tentacle worm cried out in pain. Instantly, Lin Rei, who was originally meditating, woke up the moment the thousand-tentacle worm roared. He watched as a strange energy appeared and wrapped around him, slowly moving him outside. Seeing this scene, Lin Rei couldn't help but turn to look at the little dragon who was standing in the same place. His eyes were filled with gratitude, and at the same time, the worry in his heart was relieved. He didn't resist. He was wrapped in the energy and slowly moved outwards. He didn't know how much time had passed. He only knew that he would stop for a short while and move outwards. Finally, a cave filled with light appeared in front of him. Seeing this scene, Lin Rei was excited. He clearly knew that this was the mouth of the thousand-tentacle worm. As long as he could reach the front, he could completely leave this disgusting green liquid. Don't move. You have to know that it's very troublesome to get you out of here. In the future, if you don't bring me good treasures that can replenish souls, you'll be letting me down. At this moment, the little dragon's voice sounded. Instantly, Lin Rei's body stiffened. At the same time, he felt very guilty. Yes, don't worry. In the future, I will definitely find you many treasures that can replenish souls. This sentence was deeply engraved in Lin Rei's heart and he didn't dare to forget it. Not only for today's matter, but also to thank the little dragon for helping him and choosing him. Alright, don't move. We'll be out soon. Hearing Lin Rei's words, the little dragon smiled and then sped up. The mysterious seals in its hands were formed so quickly that Lin Rei, who had been observing the little dragon, couldn't see it clearly at all, let alone the mysterious seals. As time passed, the cave entrance got closer and closer. Finally, with a plop, Lin Rei was caught off guard and directly separated from the thousand-tentacle worm's body and fell to the ground. Oh my, I'm finally out. Lin Rei, who fell to the ground, didn't rush to get up. Instead, he lay on the ground and breathed in the fresh air outside frantically with an intoxicated look on his face. Return. Just as Lin Rei was breathing in the fresh air, the system's voice sounded. Instantly, Lin Rei frowned and looked up. The huge worm beside him disappeared in the blink of an eye. Woo woo woo, before it disappeared, the thousand-tentacle worm didn't forget to struggle one last time. However, it was all in vain. In the end, it still couldn't escape from the system's capture. Hee, kid, you're in luck this time. The thousand-tentacle worm has been absorbed into the system. In the future, it will be your mobile energy source. Chapter 506. Really? This news was really good news for Lin Rei. If this was the case, as long as his cultivation level increased in the future, he would not have to worry about finding energy. Not bad. Looking at the little dragon's determined look, Lin Rei was extremely excited. That's great. As he spoke, his fatigue disappeared at this moment. At this moment, a disgusting stench suddenly rushed into Lin Rei's mouth and nose. Suddenly, his stomach churned. Damn, I didn't smell it inside, but I didn't expect to be unable to get used to it after coming out. As he spoke, his divine sense instantly spread out, and everything within 100 miles fell into Lin Rei's mind. Found it. In the southeast, there was a huge lake. After seeing it, Lin Rei did not even think about it, and did not care whether there were demon beasts there or not. At this moment, he could not stand this disgusting smell for a moment longer. Immediately, his body moved, and his entire person instantly disappeared from the spot. Plop. The sound of something falling into the water was heard, and then a figure emerged from the lake. Phew, after a long sigh of relief, seeing that the disgusting green mucus on his body had lessened a little, Lin Rei's heart felt refreshed. Damn, the smell is finally not so strong. As he spoke, Lin Rei plunged into the water. For a long time, Lin Rei's figure was not seen on the surface of the water. At this moment, in the lake, Lin Rei was like a fish in the sky, freely swimming in the lake without any restraint. On the shore, the little dragon stood there looking at Lin Rei in the water, and a happy smile appeared on his face. Sigh, he's still a child. Looking at Lin Rei's carefree smile, the little dragon was instantly infected. Although he was a spiritual body, it did not prevent him from entering the water. It was just that he could not feel the surrounding water. The moment the little dragon entered the lake, a feeling arose spontaneously, as if there was something in the water. Immediately, ignoring Lin Rei beside him, he rushed towards the bottom of the lake alone. It was as if there was no end to the lake, 300 meters, 1,000 meters, 3,000 meters. When the little dragon reached a depth of 3,000 meters, he could not go any further. It was not because he could not do it, but because he could not be too far away from Lin Rei. Otherwise, the system would directly erase him, even though he was a weapon spirit born by the system. Sigh, forget it, let that brat come down. Who knows, we might even discover something unexpected. With that, the little dragon disappeared from the bottom of the 3,000-meter deep lake. When it reappeared, it had already returned to the system. Lin Rei, stop fooling around. Hurry up and dive down to see what's at the bottom of the lake. Just now, I dived down to 3,000 meters, but due to the system, I couldn't go any deeper. I think the bottom of the lake is definitely not simple. After hearing the little dragon's words, Lin Rei, who was happily playing around, suddenly stopped in the water. He looked at the little dragon with a puzzled expression and asked, "What, this lake is so deep?" Lin Rei did not believe it. It was impossible for an ordinary lake to be so deep. If it was really so deep, then there might really be something in the lake. Not bad, and we don't know. Maybe it's even deeper. Go down and take a look. Anyway, there's no harm in it. Hearing the little dragon's words, Lin Rei turned around and agreed. Then, he plunged his body and swam towards the depths of the lake at extreme speed. 1,000 meters, 3,000 meters. When Lin Rei dived down to 3,000 meters, a chill instantly attacked Lin Rei's heart. Damn, what's going on? Why did the surrounding temperature drop so much? Lin Rei, who felt something strange, couldn't help but say. Boom! Then, involuntarily, the illusory spirit blood fire rushed out of his body and formed a blood-red coat that wrapped Lin Rei in it. Phew, that's right. This temperature is just right. Feeling the surrounding temperature rise with the help of the illusory spirit blood fire, Lin Rei returned to his previous calmness. As for the chill, Lin Rei didn't understand it at all. Either there was some kind of ice attribute demon beast at the bottom of the lake, or there was some kind of cold attribute treasure at the bottom of the lake. As for what it was specifically, Lin Rei wasn't sure yet. Okay, don't say any more. Hurry up and go down. I think there must be something good down there. Lin Rei agreed with the little dragon's words. As the saying goes, wealth comes from danger. If you want to have something good, you have to pay a price. Okay, but you have to be careful. If there's something that can't be detected by divine sense, you have to remind me. Okay, I got it. With the little dragon's words, Lin Rei didn't hesitate and began to dive again. This time, Lin Rei didn't dare to be careless. Previously, there was the little dragon testing the water. This time, it was the real deal. Hua hua hua, the sound of the surrounding water brushing against Lin Rei's body made Lin Rei's hair stand, but there was nothing he could do. 4,000 meters, until 4,000 meters, something that Lin Rei didn't expect appeared. He saw a skull flying towards him from the bottom of the lake. Hiss! Lin Rei, who was caught off guard, was directly hit by the skull. Fortunately, it was his arm that was hit and not his face. Hiss! The moment he was hit by the skull, a wave of pain spread from his arm to his entire body like an electric shock. Damn, what's going on? He felt that something was wrong. Lin Rei was ready to reach out and grab it, but when he turned around, there was still the shadow of the skull. The pain was still there, and right now, Lin Lei's heart was filled with terror. He knew the limits of his own physical body. For a mere skull to be able to injure him like this, anyone would be curious and curious. Be careful, that thing is not simple. If I'm not wrong, that skull's hardness has reached a very high level. Fortunately, we're in the water. If we were on land and got hit by the skull, I'm afraid that your arm would be crippled. Lin Rei, who was originally curious, didn't hear the little dragon's words. His curiosity disappeared, and in addition to shock, there was only shock. Damn, this, just when Lin Rei wanted to say something, the little dragon's words came again. Okay, don't waste time here. Hurry up and go down to take a look. But you have to be careful, there might be something underground. Well, okay. Lin Rei didn't deny the little dragon's words. He didn't have the chance to grab the skull and rushed to the bottom of the lake again. This time, Lin Rei was very careful, and the little dragon was even more so. In order to prevent the previous incident from happening again, the little dragon was 120% careful. Lin Rei was very careful. This time, Lin Rei didn't go as fast as before. Instead, he greatly reduced the speed of his descent. After an unknown period of time, Lin Rei finally saw the bottom of the lake. However, when he reached the bottom of the lake, the surroundings were pitch black. If it weren't for the illusory spirit blood fire, perhaps Lin Rei couldn't see anything. Of course, seeing was not necessarily a good thing. At this moment, when he saw the bottom of the lake, Lin Rei was stunned. His eyes were full of shock and disbelief. How could there be so many corpses? At this moment, the entire bottom of the lake was full of skeletons. They looked up into the distance. Without exception, all of them were skeletons. Although Linley had seen quite a number of corpses, compared to the scene here, they really paled in comparison to the scene here. Okay, be careful, I haven't sensed the existence of danger. But just in case, release the illusory spirit blood fire with all your strength. The illusory spirit blood fire can devour evil things. Boom, hearing the little dragon's words, Lin Rei immediately operated the chaos scripture. Suddenly, the illusory spirit blood fire was released and completely wrapped Lin Rei in it. After doing all this, Lin Rei was a little relieved, but he didn't let his guard down because of these preparations. Kacha. Kacha, finally, his feet landed on the ground. The sound of bones crunching could be heard. This sound caused all the hairs on Linley's body to stand on end. He felt a chill run down his spine, as though something was staring at him. Go, straight from the front. Don't stop, I feel that there's something in front. Hearing the little dragon's voice, Lin Rei felt helpless. Damn it, it's easy for you to say. Although he thought so, he still followed the little dragon's instructions and walked forward. Kacha, Kacha sounds accompanied Lin Rei's footsteps. Although he was worried, he didn't stop because of this. Keep going, keep going. When they were about 100 meters away, the little dragon's excited voice came. Suddenly, the little dragon raised his eyebrows and rushed forward according to the little dragon's voice. At this moment, after staying here for a long time, he was not as scared as before. He flew all the way and only stopped when the little dragon's voice reached his ears. But after flying for a while, he still didn't hear the little dragon's voice. Gurgle, gurgle, at this moment, Lin Rei, who was waiting for the little dragon's reply, heard a strange sound and immediately turned his head to look. Not far in front of him, there were bubbles coming out. How could this be? Filled with curiosity, Lin Rei walked step by step to the place where the bubbles came out. Lin Rei squatted down and peeled off the skull on top. A red bead appeared in front of his eyes. Damn, what did I think it was? Seeing the red bead, Lin Rei was disappointed, but it was better than nothing. He immediately reached out to pick up the bead. But at this moment, just as Lin Rei's hand was about to touch the bead, a terrifying energy instantly blocked Lin Rei's hand, and he couldn't go any further. Upon seeing this, Linley was stunned. And then, he turned all of his attention back to the red pearl. Little dragon, quickly come out and see what this red bead is. Why can't I touch it even when I use all my strength? What is that layer of energy on this bead? After a long time, there was still no sound from the little dragon. Lin Rei felt that something was wrong. Chapter 507. In an instant, Lin Rei wanted to retreat. But at this moment, a terrifying suction force appeared and pulled Lin Rei's body, preventing him from taking another step back. How? The moment he felt the suction force, his cultivation at the peak of the late stage of the divine weapon realm instantly tried to break free from the suction force. But the truth was that even if he released his cultivation, it was useless. It was still there. No matter what Lin Rei did, it was useless. He even used all kinds of methods, but in the end, he still could not break free. On the contrary, Lin Rei's body was approaching the red bead step by step. Little dragon. Little dragon, come out quickly, quickly. Feeling terrified, Lin Rei thought of the little dragon. But the result was the same as before. The little dragon did not move at all. When he felt that he could not rely on the little dragon, Lin Rei gave up the idea of looking for the little dragon. With a bang, he instantly used the chaotic dragon spear and stabbed it into the ground, trying to stop his body. Buzz buzz buzz, a sound like that of fine iron rubbing against each other was heard. But his body was still moving forward. F***ck, I can't be so unlucky. Looking at the red bead that was close to him, Lin Rei panicked. He did not know what to do at this moment. The suction force was getting stronger and stronger, so much so that Lin Rei's body was directly imprisoned and could not move. The suction force of the red bead was raging. In the end, Lin Rei's entire body was sucked in by the red bead. Then the suction force stopped. After an unknown period of time, Lin Rei felt that the imprisonment on his body had disappeared and he had regained his freedom. Only then did he slowly open his eyes. What entered his eyes was a blood-red land. In this place, Lin Rei did not see anything except for the color of blood. It was very spacious here, as if there was no end to it. Where is this? Lin Rei was puzzled. Looking at the blood-red space, his eyes were full of doubts. That's right, it's indeed like that. Just as Lin Rei was puzzled, the little dragon that Lin Rei had been searching for a long time appeared. F***ck, where did you go? Do you know I've been looking for you for a long time, you bastard? Looking at the little dragon that suddenly appeared, Lin Rei was very angry. At the same time, he was worried that the little dragon would disappear the moment he saw it. This is very troublesome to explain. Let's not talk about me for now. Let's talk about you. You've struck gold this time. I never expected that there would be so many good things in the divine realm. You actually managed to find 2 good things in one place. Hearing the little dragon's words, Lin Rei's heart skipped a beat. If the little dragon said something good, then it was definitely something good, just like the 1,000-legged worm from before. Come, tell me what's so good about this place. Looking at Lin Rei's extremely wretched smile, the little dragon hurriedly said in disdain, it's good to say it's good, but it's also not good to say it's not good. However, with me here, this thing is definitely good. Stop. Seeing the little dragon dawdling and not getting to the main point, Lin Rei couldn't stand it anymore and stopped it. I want to know its use. Why are you telling me so much nonsense here? With regards to Lin Rei interrupting it, the little dragon had completely accepted it. Then, seeing Lin Rei's anxious look, it immediately wrote down the information about the blood-red space. This place, if I'm not wrong, should be a secret realm. Moreover, it's a treasured place that can help you improve your cultivation. Hearing this, Lin Rei couldn't stay calm anymore. He immediately asked, what's that? Killing bead, a good thing that can help you improve your alchemy, formation, and refining realms. Indeed, upon hearing Xiaolong's explanation of this place, Lin Li was overjoyed. He had wanted to break through these 3 levels of training as soon as possible, but who would have thought that by a freak combination of factors, he would be able to find something like this? Don't be happy too early. Although this killing bead can help you improve, it also has a lot of drawbacks. I suspect that this place should be an ancient battlefield. As for this killing bead, it should be formed from the divine sense and mental strength of those who died. In the end, it was fused with the blood of those who died. This kind of thing is not common. Similarly, since it inherited the mental strength of those who died, it also inherited the resentment of those who died here and its own killing chi. What? Hearing the little dragon's words, Lin Rei was dumbfounded. If it was really like what the little dragon said, and he absorbed it, wouldn't he become a killing machine in the end? Thinking of this, Lin Rei couldn't help but shudder. At the same time, he began to feel conflicted about the killing bead in his heart. That's right. Don't worry. With me here, these won't be a problem. Hearing the little dragon's annoying words, Lin Rei directly rushed forward and started to punch and kick. Although all of his attacks ended up in vain, at least the anger in Lin Rei's heart was vented. Let me tell you, in the future, can you say everything in one go? If you do this again, looking at Lin Rei's appearance with interest, the little dragon opened his mouth and said, You what? Looking at the little dragon's annoying appearance, Lin Rei really wanted to control to quickly become a flesh and blood person. That way, he could personally beat him up. Humph, hurry up and say it. What should I do? He didn't talk nonsense. He had already been in here for so long. As for the situation outside, he didn't know. He was very anxious. He wanted to quickly go out and see how the outside was like when he wasn't here. He wanted to see how Sakura was doing. Knowing Lin Rei's heart, the little dragon quickly said, Okay, it's very simple. You just need to find the exit and eat the killing bead after you go out. After that, you don't need to care about everything. As for alchemy, array master, and your own blacksmith level, you don't need to care about them. As long as the problem of the moon killing bead is solved, your level will automatically increase. Okay. After knowing this matter, Lin Rei calmed down. But as for how to go out, it was still a very big problem. Don't ask me. Since I have already helped you settle the killing bead, I'll leave the rest to you. Moreover, you can't always ask me in the future. What if one day I'm not here? So, you have to face it alone. Calm down. As soon as the voice fell, the little dragon's figure disappeared in front of Lin Rei and returned to the system. At this moment, after hearing the little dragon's words, Lin Rei agreed. At the same time, he was anxious about the little dragon's words. He didn't want the little dragon to disappear. Although they usually bickered, the little dragon had already become family to him. Therefore, after hearing the little dragon's words, Lin Rei's face turned gloomy. He was very unhappy. Humph, good people don't live long, but bad people live for 1,000 years. You're such a scammer, how can you disappear so early? You still have to watch me attaining my Tao. After saying that, the corner of Lin Rei's mouth rose and he smiled. Then, he strode forward. Since he had to find a way out himself, the only way was to see if there was a special door. Aya, why are you so stupid? I've already told you that I'll get rid of you. I'll get rid of you. Can't you just think about it? Seriously, Aya. At this moment, the little dragon, who was in the system, saw how clumsy Lin Rei was. He actually wanted to see if there was a way out from the fiendish pearl. This was undoubtedly courting death and it was also a waste of time. Huff, 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 at this moment, Lin Rei, who didn't know how long he had walked, was very tired. There was no spiritual energy here. Moreover, Lin Rei realized that the spiritual energy in his body was depleting very quickly. Lin Rei, who was bent over and holding his knees, panted heavily as he raised his head to look at the endless red in front of him. Suddenly, he felt dizzy. Aya. Since when is this a trap? How do I get out? Although he was complaining, Lin Rei didn't give up looking. After resting enough, Lin Rei went on the path to find the door again. Apart from the red, there was nothing else. Lin Rei was stunned for a moment. He wasn't just physically and mentally exhausted. At this moment, he was about to be driven crazy by this place. How do I get out? I want to get out. Plop, Gulyalu. Just as Lin Rei finished shouting at the red space, Lin Rei's body disappeared uncontrollably from the red space. When Lin Rei reappeared, he felt a chill all over his body. A wave of coldness instantly soared. A mouthful of water went straight into Lin Rei's mouth. Lin Rei choked on the water and started coughing violently. The moment this series of events happened, Lin Rei was stunned. He opened his eyes and looked around. At this moment, he was no longer in the red space. Instead, it was pitch black and there was water all around him. Ugh, I'm out. Achoo. Just when Lin Rei was happy that he was out, the coldness got worse and worse. Lin Rei's legs were already frozen. Boom. Without any time to think, he instantly cast the illusory spirit blood flame and wrapped his entire body. He was now in flames at the bottom of the lake. Sigh. Aren't you stupid? I already said that I'll get rid of you. You didn't even understand and wasted so much time to come out. I'm really having a headache for your IQ. The little dragon's sarcastic voice sounded. Lin Rei immediately rolled his eyes to express his current feelings. Damn, how would I know what you're thinking? Besides, you said that you'll only help me get rid of it. It doesn't include getting rid of me. Only after he said, worried, did Lin Li realize that Xiaolong was just playing word games with him. Instantly, Lin Li exploded with rage. Damn you. Do you know that I almost died of exhaustion just now? Look at you. How old are you? Why are you still acting like a child? You're really worrisome. After saying that, Lin Rei didn't have the chance to talk to the little dragon. Instead, he squatted down and reached for the infernal pearl. It's gone. Without any hindrance, he directly grabbed the infernal pearl in his hand and stood up tightly. Then, he lifted his head and looked at the little dragon beside him. Instantly, Lin Rei understood what was going on. Chapter 508. Alright, don't look at me. Keep it well. I'll tell you after I've completely removed the harmful energy from the fiendish pearl. Looking at the little dragon, there was only one sentence that he wanted to say. Thank you, little dragon. Hearing Lin Rei's words, the little dragon froze on the spot. To prevent Lin Rei from seeing its abnormal state, the little dragon hurriedly said, you. Alright, hurry up and get up. Looking at the little dragon's panicked state, Lin Rei chuckled and stood up. His entire body was covered in illusory spirit blood fire. He was like a mighty fire god. Let's go. I've already searched the entire bottom of the lake for you. Other than the fiendish pearl, there's nothing else that's worthy of your search. After speaking, the little dragon disappeared from Lin Rei's sight and returned to the system. When Lin Rei heard the little dragon's words, he was stunned. He was stunned for a moment before he realized what was going on. A smile appeared on his face. Tisk. Then, without stopping at the bottom of the lake, Lin Rei immediately rushed to the shore. Whoosh! At this moment, Wuxia, who had been searching for Lin Rei in the mountains of Divinity Sect, was filled with despair. At this moment, a dazzling stream of light rushed over from afar. Wuxia's sharp eyes and agile hands immediately caught the stream of light. Sect voice transmission. When she opened her palm and saw that the thing she had grabbed was the Sect's voice transmission, Wuxia's entire body tensed up. Wuxia, the once-in-a-million-years Tendo conference has begun. I order you to quickly return to the Sect. Otherwise, I'll personally capture you. A majestic voice that couldn't be disobeyed was heard. Gu Si frowned instantly and her face was filled with displeasure. Why is the Tendo conference being held at this time? Moreover, the million-year-old Tendo conference will be held soon. He had heard a bit about the Tendo convention. Although it was only held once every million years, no one dared to look down on him. During the Tendo convention, all the major sects in the divine realm would send people to participate. Not only the sects, even the people from the empires would go. This was because if someone could win the Tendo convention, they would be bestowed with a very amazing treasure by the Tendo. With this treasure, the number one sect in the divine realm would be the sect favored by the Tendo. Therefore, during the once-in-a-million-years Tendo convention, all the major sects would send their elites to participate. Moreover, there was an age limit of 100,000 years. Therefore, all the major sects had high hopes for the younger generation of disciples. Especially during the first 100,000 years of the Tendo convention, all the major sects would gather talented people to prepare for the Tendo convention. Tisk, junior brother Lin, it seems that I've harmed you. I didn't expect that a sentence from me would cause your death. As she spoke, Gu Si's eyes became moist. Her entire body trembled as she stared at the mountains in front of her with a pair of remorseful eyes. Don't worry, when I return from the Tendo convention, I'll definitely come here and go into seclusion until the end of my life. As she spoke, Gu Si turned around and flew towards the divine sect. Before she left, Gu Si looked at the mountains behind her with guilt and left. At this moment, in a lake in the valley, the surface of the lake was originally calm. However, at this moment, an explosion sounded and a figure charged out of the lake. Ha ha ha, I'm finally out. The person who came out was Lin Rei. Although he had gone down for a long time, it only took him a few minutes to come back up. When Lin Rei saw the beautiful scenery outside, he couldn't help but laugh. Alright, stop being sentimental. Hurry up and leave this place. There's nothing here for you to linger on. At this moment, just as Lin Rei was feeling happy, the little dragon's voice sounded. Instantly, Lin Rei stopped abruptly. He rolled his eyes at the little dragon and flew towards the entrance of the valley. Tisk, it's not easy to come here. How can you return empty-handed after entering a treasure mountain? The little dragon looked at Lin Rei with disdain. He was impressed that Lin Rei could say such shameless words. Alright. Only you, Lin Rei, can say such shameless words. Since you want to take those spiritual herbs, so be it. Looking at Lin Rei's appearance, the little dragon knew that he couldn't persuade him, so he just ignored him. Along the way, Lin Rei would collect all the good-looking spiritual herbs he saw. Along the way, there were 13 storage rings and 38 storage bags. There were also bracelets and other things that could store things. They were all filled up by Lin Rei. In the end, the system became his shelter. Whether good or bad, even if the little dragon was unwilling, it finally agreed under Lin Rei's coaxing. Lin Rei didn't stop along the way. Not long after, all the spiritual herbs at the entrance of the valley were collected by Lin Rei. However, why didn't he leave even an inch of grass behind? That's not right. I remember it wasn't like this when I came in. Just as Lin Rei arrived at the entrance, he saw that the entrance had already been destroyed and was blocked by gravel. Alright, stop wasting time. Why don't we just fly out of here? Hearing the little dragon's words, Lin Rei didn't say anything. He instantly used his cultivation and his entire body floated up, flying out of the valley in an instant. Lin Rei, who was flying in the air, was like a fish in water. He began to fly in the air without any restrictions. Looks like I can't bring the divine sect in the future. If that second brother Huang makes things difficult for me, then I'll just... Lin Rei, who was flying freely, couldn't help but think about the future when he thought about returning to the sect and saw second brother Huang's face in Hainan. I agree. You should also make plans for the sect to advance to the divine realm. Hearing the little dragon agree with his idea, Lin Rei was instantly shocked. He originally thought that the little dragon would organize or remain silent. He didn't expect, sensing Lin Rei's strange expression, the little dragon hurriedly said, "Don't look at me like that. Although the system gave you an order to join a sect for 1,000 years, it didn't say that you're not allowed to leave. As long as you're registered in the divine sect, it's fine. As for the rest, you can do whatever you want. The system won't interfere." Hearing the little dragon's explanation, Lin Rei nodded in agreement. Furthermore, he didn't want to stay in the divine sect forever. Not only would it be bad for his cultivation, it wouldn't be good for the group of people in his cave either. Alright, since the system has agreed, then I'll bring them with me when I return. As for where they'll go, we'll talk about it when we're outside. After all, every single one of them are geniuses. It's fine to find a sect to accommodate them. As he spoke, the determined Lin Rei found the direction of the divine sect and quickly rushed over. Along the way, Lin Rei saw a lot of miscellaneous oddities as he shuttled through the forest in search of spiritual herbs. However, at this moment, a figure appeared in front of Lin Rei's eyes. When that familiar figure appeared, Lin Rei hurriedly transmitted his voice to him, "Senior brother Wuxia, where are you going?" Hearing this voice, Wuxia thought that he was hallucinating because of his guilt towards Lin Rei. Therefore, he didn't have a chance and continued to fly. However, at this moment, Lin Rei's voice rang out again. This time, he heard it clearly. It wasn't a hallucination. "Senior brother Wuxia, wait for me." The instant Wuxia heard this voice again, he hurriedly turned around. What entered his eyes was the figure of the Lin Rei that he had been yearning for day and night. You didn't die." His eyes were filled with excitement. At this moment, the tears in his eyes couldn't help but flow out. His entire body was trembling with excitement, as if he had epilepsy. What are you saying? Aren't I perfectly fine? How could I die?" When Lin Rei, who was replying to Wuxia, heard the other party's words, he was immediately amused. He originally thought that they would greet each other. He didn't expect Wuxia to say this. No, I'm sorry. I didn't do it on purpose. In these few decades, I couldn't find you, so I thought you." Seeing Lin Rei standing in front of him alive and well, Wuxia hurriedly apologized as he recalled that his previous words were slightly offensive. What happened to you?" Seeing Wuxia's emotional appearance, Lin Rei didn't know what to say for a moment. It's nothing. I was the one who let you down. Originally, I wanted second brother Huang to take care of you. I didn't expect that he would misunderstand my intentions. That's why there was such a big misunderstanding. In these few years, I have been looking for you every day. Not only me, I only found out about your situation after you disappeared for who knows how long. After that, I had all the miscellaneous disciples come out to look for you. Oh, so that's how it is. Hearing Wuxia's words, the anger in Lin Rei's heart soared. But at the same time, hearing Wuxia say that he had been looking for him for several decades, he couldn't help but feel a warmth in his heart. All right. This matter doesn't concern you. If you want to blame someone, blame second brother Huang. This has nothing to do with you. After saying that, Lin Rei smiled. He extended his hand and lightly patted Wuxia's shoulder, causing the other party to relax. Amen? I got it. Seeing Lin Rei's appearance, the guilt in Wuxia's heart lessened a little. The feeling of being pressed down by a big rock was no longer there. Alright, let's go. Seeing that Wuxia was better, Lin Rei said and flew towards the divine sect. Following closely behind, Wuxia's eyes were tightly fixed on Lin Rei. It was as if she blinked, Lin Rei would disappear. Senior brother, you keep looking at me like this. I feel very uncomfortable. Seeing that he was being stared at by a man, Lin Rei couldn't help but feel a chill in his heart. One must know that he was a pure man. How could he endure this? Alright. Hearing Lin Rei's words, Gu Si felt that it was a little inappropriate and immediately returned to normal. Oh, that's right. Brother Lin, why don't you come with me to watch the Tendo convention that is held once every million years? Suddenly, Gu Si thought of the information she received before and asked Lin Rei, who was beside her. What? Tendo convention? Chapter 509. Yes, the Tendo conference. Seeing the confusion in Lin Rei's eyes, Gu Si explained the Tendo conference to Lin Rei. Oh, so that's how it is. After hearing Gu Si's explanation of the Tendo conference, Lin Rei understood. After thinking about it, he also wanted to go out, so he didn't reject her. Okay, I'll go. Just let me know when you leave. Just like that, the two of them quickly returned to the Divine Sect side by side. Looking at the Divine Sect's mountain gate, Lin Rei's eyes were filled with disdain. Although it was a sect that had been passed down for God knows how many years, Lin Rei felt that his Xuanzong sect paled in comparison. It wasn't just the strength of his disciples, but also his own innate ability. Even if he brought out the divine palace from the immortal world, he would be able to suppress all the sects in the immortal world. Okay, that's it. Looking at Gu Si, Lin Rei didn't stay at the mountain gate. After saying goodbye to Gu Si, they went their separate ways. Lin Rei flew towards the cave he had dug, while Gu Si entered the divine sect without looking back. Lin Rei, who missed his family dearly, quickly arrived at the entrance of the cave. Using his divine sense, he sensed that the array was still the same as before. Instantly, Lin Rei felt much more at ease. Previously, before he returned, he was afraid that something might have happened here and that something might have happened to his brothers and wife. Now, Lin Rei was completely at ease. Then, the moment he sensed that there was no one around, Lin Rei rushed into the cave. Phew, upon returning to this place, Lin Li felt as though he had returned home. His tensed body finally relaxed. TSK, I haven't seen them in so many years. I wonder how they're doing. As he spoke, Lin Rei looked towards the room Lu Ying was in and walked in. At this moment, Lin Rei, who had just entered the cave, saw Lu Ying sitting on a rock, cultivating. Lin Rei immediately walked over to Lu Ying's side and sat down quietly, admiring his wife's beauty. The Divine Sect discussion hall was where all the upper echelons met. Without the Divine Sect master's order, even if you were an elder or a grand elder, you didn't have the qualifications. At this moment, Gu Si, who had parted ways with Lin Rei, came over and knocked on the door a few times. Dong dong dong. At this moment, Gu Si was extremely cautious, as if she was afraid that her life would be in danger if she wasn't careful. Come in. A deep and dignified voice rang out from the hall. Immediately, Gu Si's body seemed to have been electrocuted when she heard the voice. Her entire body trembled, and her forehead was covered in cold sweat. She pushed open the door and walked in. Jia. The door of the great hall opened, and everyone in the great hall looked towards the door. Similarly, Gu Si, who walked into the great hall, felt the gazes of the people around her, and immediately felt a little embarrassed. Dong. After closing the door, Gu Si hurriedly walked up and apologized to everyone. I'm sorry. I had something to do just now. I'm sorry. Master, I'm late. Please punish me. After everyone was done apologizing, Gu Si spoke to the only middle-aged man in the hall who was still seated. Humph, you still have the nerve to come? Tell me, how long has it been since I sent you a message? You only know how to look for that trash disciple all day long. Tell me, you're the dignified sovereign's disciple, what's the matter with you? That's right. Wuxia, you've been looking for that disciple for dozens of years, right? Why are you so stubborn? It's not like there aren't any ferocious beasts in our divine sect's territory. It's normal for a few people to die occasionally. Why are you so obsessed with that trash disciple? That's right. Look at what you've done to the divine sect in these dozens of years. Immediately, the moment the man on the seat finished speaking, 2 or 3 middle-aged men looked over and spoke with dissatisfaction. Master, all the elders, this matter is already settled. This disciple has found that person. At least this period of time wasn't wasted. As soon as he said that, his words were shocking. Everyone revealed a look of astonishment. According to the information they received, the person Wuxia was looking for had disappeared for dozens of years. How did he appear now? Many questions surged in their minds. All right. Let's not talk about this matter for now. Seeing that everyone was puzzled over such a boring matter, the middle-aged man hurriedly shifted everyone's attention back to the important matter. Wuxia, I'm sure you already know why I called you here. The Tendo convention that is held once every million years is about to begin in the Heaven's Wall City. Therefore, I'll let Lu Yunhan lead the team. The few of you are all disciples within 100,000 years and are all Divine King Realm experts. According to the restrictions of the Tendo convention, you're the most suitable to go. Therefore. I understand. Master, don't worry. This time, this disciple will definitely do well for you. I'll also let Divine Sect Master Lu Tianyang's name as the Divine Emperor resound throughout the Divine Realm. Before Divine Sect Master Lu Tianyang finished speaking, Wuxia hurriedly flattered him. Pfft! After hearing Wuxia's words, Lu Yunhan, who was standing next to him, couldn't help but burst out laughing. That's enough. Do you think I don't know what you're capable of? Although your strength is not bad in front of the 100 sects, among the disciples of the major sects, how many do you think you can defeat? You. Hearing Lu Yunhan's words, Wuxia's tone was choked. Her face was ashen and she couldn't speak anymore. That's enough. Stop talking. It's such a good meeting, and you've ruined it just like that. Saying this, Lu Tianyang glared at Lu Yunhan and said in a gentle tone, that's enough. I see that you're becoming more and more lawless. When we go back, I'll tell your mother and ask her to discipline you. You're always so impudent. How dare you talk to your senior like that? After hearing Lu Tianyang's words, Lu Yunhan wanted to say something, but Lu Tianyang spoke again, all right, this matter is decided. Although you'll be leading the team, Elder Pang Long will follow you. He'll protect your safety. This Tendo convention is different from the past. Some people will do anything to become the #1 sect in the divine realm. So, the journey will be dangerous. You'll have to be careful. Yes, we'll definitely live up to your expectations. We'll definitely win first place. Master, Sect Master, please rest assured. Yes, Sect Master. I'll definitely protect them. At this moment, an old man standing next to Lu Tianyang quickly stood up and said to Lu Tianyang. All right. Since that's the case, let's disperse. Lu Yunhan and Wuxia, you two stay behind. After hearing Lu Tianyang's words, other than those who were asked to stay behind, everyone else tactfully left. At this moment, the grand hall was completely silent. There were no longer any spectators. You're really my good disciple and goddaughter. You can even quarrel in front of such a serious matter. I really have to hand it to you too. At this moment, Lu Tianyang, who was sitting on his chair, immediately stood up and said to them helplessly when he saw that everyone had left. Dad, look at him. He's already so old but he still insists on being my senior. It's obvious that my cultivation is higher, but he still thinks that he's my senior. I think he should be calling me senior instead." As soon as Lu Tianyong spoke, Lu Yunhan's aggrieved voice was heard by the two of them. Instantly, the two of them looked at each other and walked out, leaving Lu Yunhan standing in the same spot with an aggrieved look on her face. Wait for me." However, before the two of them could reach the door, Lu Yunhan turned around and saw that her father and senior were already at the entrance of the grand hall. In response, Lu Yunhan was filled with rage as she bared her fangs and brandished her claws as she chased after them. Whoosh, whoosh. Seeing this, Lu Tianyong and Gu Si released their cultivation and rushed out of the grand hall in the instant that Lu Yunhan was enraged. Time trickled by and 5 days passed in the midst of everyone's busy lives. At this moment, in the cave, Lin Rei was still the same as before. He propped his face up with his hand and watched his wife who was still cultivating. He never got tired of looking at her. Phew! Suddenly, at this moment, Lin Rei, who originally thought that Lu Ying would be cultivating for a long time, suddenly heard the sound of his wife's breathing. He lifted his head and saw that his wife's aura had been retracted into her body. It was obvious that Lu Ying had stopped cultivating. Lu Ying, who had stopped cultivating, slowly opened her eyes to see her husband, Lin Rei, whom she had been thinking about day and night. "Ah! Lei Ji, when did you come back? Why didn't you let me know?" Lu Ying suddenly shrieked. It was obvious how happy he was to see the person he missed so much. I saw that you were cultivating so hard, so I didn't want to disturb you. You said that we'd be leaving in a few days, so even if you couldn't do it, I would have woken you up." "What, leaving?" Hearing Lin Rei's words, Lu Ying looked at Lin Rei in confusion, wanting to ask. "It's complicated to explain. Simply put, we felt that the place this time was very grand and all the major sects in the realm of the gods took it seriously. So how could I, Lin Rei, miss out on such a lively event?" As he spoke, the corners of Lin Li's lips curved upwards, revealing a sinister smile. "Oh, okay. No matter where you go, I'll follow you." With that, Lu Ying stood up from the rock without another word, walked over to Lin Rei, and sat on Lin Rei's lap. Any man would have a reaction to this action, not to mention someone as beautiful as Lu Ying. If Lin Rei didn't do anything, then it would really mean that Lin Rei was useless. In the next moment, the entire cave was filled with spring sunshine. It was a joyous scene. For the next few days, Lin Rei kept Lu Ying company. Every day, he would leave early and return late, walking around the beautiful sceneries of the divine sect. During these few days, Lu Ying was smiling happily every day, looking extremely happy. Chapter 5:10. Over the past few days, Lin Li had woken up everyone who had been in closed-door meditation. The others were still alright, but the 35 Azura clansmen had improved in power over the past few decades. It was completely beyond Lin Li's expectations. Originally, he knew that their cultivation was sealed, but Lin Rei didn't expect them to break through the seal so quickly. When he saw the 35 Shura people, their cultivation was already at the peak of the Divine King realm. Some of them had even reached the Divine Emperor realm. Lin Rei was stunned when he saw this. To Lin Rei, this was undoubtedly the most powerful assistance. Lin Rei was very happy. It seemed that he could start the operation that he hadn't started before. Lin Rei also asked the little dragon about this. The little dragon only said that their cultivation wasn't limited to this. Because they were in the immortal realm and they had been sealed, now that they had returned to the divine realm and absorbed the divine chi of the divine realm, it was normal for their cultivation to recover a little. It told Lin Rei not to make a fuss about it. Lin Rei was very shocked. They had already recovered to the divine emperor realm, but the little dragon said that they had only recovered a little. Lin Rei was even more glad that he had found them. However, in the next few days, Lin Rei helped Nan Di and Lin Tian break through to the Divine Realm, allowing them to truly become members of the Divine Realm. As for the Divine Tribulation, of course, Lin Rei couldn't do it himself, but the little dragon might not be able to do it. The little dragon asked Lin Rei to throw the people who were preparing to undergo the Divine Tribulation into the system. The final result would be the same, and there would be no danger to their lives. Moreover, they wouldn't be discovered by the outside world. Lin Rei was very happy about this. As for them, they all successfully entered the Divine Realm, including Lin Wanyu and the other four. After entering the Divine Realm, they were very happy. These few days, Lin Rei was very busy. He had to accompany his wife and take care of them. Regarding this, Lin Rei prayed that he would rather fight a demon beast for 3 days and 3 nights in the future. He didn't want to live like this anymore. Junior brother Lin, at this moment, Lin Rei was chatting with his wife in the cave when he heard a voice. Instantly, his face lit up with joy. He said goodbye to Lu Ying and walked out. "Oh, senior brother Gu Si, why are you looking for me?" The moment he walked out of the cave, he saw Gu Si looking around. She was simply too cute. Junior brother Lin, you. Hearing Lin Rei's voice, Gu Si looked in front and saw Lin Rei walking out from a stone wall. Instantly, Gu Si was shocked. Just now, she didn't expect Lin Rei to be here. She used her divine sense to check but didn't find anything strange about the stone wall. Looking at Gu Si's shocked expression, Lin Rei's face lit up. He then pointed to the cave behind him and said, "Sigh. I had no choice. Back then, second brother Huang gave me a shabby straw hut here. I had no choice but to do it myself. However, in order to not let anyone know where I live, I set up an array outside." As he said that, Lin Rei shrugged and gave a look that said, "You know what I mean." However, what he didn't know was that Lin Rei's words shocked Gu Si even more. One had to know that an array master was very important in the realm of the gods. Furthermore, even a deity king's divine sense couldn't see through the array on the stone wall. This showed how powerful Lin Rei's array skills were. Thinking of this, Gu Si bitterly smiled and said, "Junior brother Lin, I really can't see through you anymore. Not only can you kill people above your level, but you've also revealed your identity as an array master. I really don't know how many more names you have." As he said that, Gu Si's eyes were filled with envy. Similarly, he looked at Lin Rei with admiration and began to solicit, "You really don't want to join the divine sect and become an official disciple? You have to know that just based on your identity as an array master, you'll be able to be put in an important position in any sect." Looking at Gu Si's nervous expression, Lin Rei chuckled and rejected, "Forget it, I don't like to be restricted. Furthermore, I have my own troubles that I can't speak of, so I'm sorry." As he said that, Lin Rei's face was filled with apology. Lin Rei had already treated Gu Si as his friend. Otherwise, he wouldn't have said so much to him and wouldn't have let him know where he lived. Sigh. "All right." Seeing Lin Rei's firm reply, Gu Si regretfully shook his head and could only give up. "Oh, right." Just then, Gu Si thought of the most important reason for his visit and said, "I was too busy talking about you just now. I wanted to tell you that the leader this time is Lu Yunhan." What? Lu Yunhan? He didn't expect to hear this name again. Furthermore, it was the person who was going to lead him to the Tendo convention. "You know her?" Seeing Lin Rei's surprised reaction, Gu Si was puzzled and had a lot of questions. I don't know her." "That's right, senior brother, I won't use my real appearance when I go. Only you know about this. I don't want anyone else to know, including the leader, Lu Yunhan." As he said that, Lin Rei looked at Gu Si with a pleading expression. He believed that Gu Si would definitely agree. All right then. As expected, after hearing Lin Rei's words, although he was troubled for a moment, he still agreed in the end. Since you don't want to use your real appearance, I won't force you. However, that junior sister of mine is the daughter of the sect master of the divine sect, Lu Tianyang. She's usually spoiled, so be careful and don't provoke her. What? Lin Rei was extremely shocked by this news. He didn't expect that the person he casually met would be the descendant of such a big shot. However, Lin Rei didn't want to be entangled with Lu Yunhan. So what if she was beautiful? It had nothing to do with him. All right. Since I've told you about this, we'll be leaving tomorrow morning. When the time comes, just wait at the mountain gate. I believe that junior sister will bring you along on my account. Got it. After speaking, Gu Si flew backwards. As for Linley, he remained where he was, watching until Gu Si's figure disappeared. Only then did he turn and return to the cave. At this moment, everyone was waiting for Lin Rei's instructions in the cave hall. You all heard it. This time, we're going to the Tendo convention, which is held once every 1,000,000 years. This time, we're not going for that. As for what we're going to do, I'll let you all know when the time comes. At this point, Lin Rei couldn't help but look at the 36 Azura clan members. Shui 3, Shui 5, Shui 15, Shui 31, the 4 of you will be my guards. With your divine emperors, I believe that ordinary people won't be able to discover you. Yes, we'll obey your orders. The 4 Azura clan members that were pointed out by Lin Rei said solemnly to Lin Rei. Not bad. With that, Lin Rei couldn't help but look at the other Azura clan members. His tone was very serious as he said, as for the rest of you, I'll send you to a very good place. I believe that you'll be able to grow quickly there. However, I want 10 of you to go and protect Lu Ying, Nan Di, and Lin Tian. Do you understand? I'll leave this matter to you all. Yes, we'll obey your orders. The moment they heard Lin Rei's words, the 10 Azura clan members who were supposed to protect Lu Ying and the other 2 walked out and stood behind the 3 of them. Their cultivation levels were infinitely close to the Divine Emperor realm. You all can go now. Looking at the remaining people, Lin Rei didn't say anything else. With a wave of his hand, the remaining 20 or so Azura clan members were all sent into the system by Lin Rei. He then placed them into the Chaos Array. Previously, Lin Rei had asked the little dragon whether it would be harmful for the Azura clan members to enter the array to absorb the Chaos Aura. After hearing the little dragon's answer, Lin Rei was very satisfied. That was why this scene happened. After doing all this, he looked at the remaining people. Other than Bai Qi and Yen Wei, who weren't related to him, who were still in the early stage of the true God realm, the others were either in the late stage of the divine weapon realm, godly king realm, or godly emperor realm. Alright, you all already know about this matter. You'll have to work hard for the next few days. With that, Lin Rei didn't give them a chance to speak and sent all of them into the system. However, they were separated from the Azura clan members because Lin Rei considered that they couldn't absorb the Chaos Aura. After doing all this, Lin Rei looked at the 4 people beside him. Lin Rei asked them to sit down and started chatting. Just like that, the night passed quickly. The 5 of them sat in the cave and talked. During this short period of time, Lin Rei imparted the Azura spear technique to the 4 of them. After all, they were all Azura clan members and the spiritual chi they used was different from Lin Rei's. Moreover, according to the little dragon, the Azura spear technique was somewhat related to the Azura clan. Phew, let's go. There's nothing for us to stay here anymore. Lin Rei didn't have any feelings for this place. Of course, other than Gu Si. Yes, young master. Everyone stood up and at this moment, the 4 of them all retreated into the sky. Hee hee. Looking at the four of them, Lin Rei smiled and walked out of the cave. Looking at the cave behind him, Lin Rei casually waved his hand and the foundation of the formation embedded in the ground was instantly collected by Lin Rei. Including the concealment formation that Lin Rei set up in the cave, they were all destroyed by Lin Rei. After everything was done, Lin Li took out a pill bottle from his bosom and took out a red pill. He swallowed it in one gulp. Gulp. And then, a strange phenomenon occurred. In the instant that Lin Li swallowed the pill, the muscles on his face began to twist and contort. His previously handsome face had now become so ugly that anyone who saw it would feel nauseous. Feeling the change, Lin Rei didn't care about his appearance. In any case, it was fine as long as he could hide his identity. After preparing, Lin Rei quickly arrived at the entrance of the mountain. From afar, he saw a figure walking back and forth, as if in a hurry. Chapter 5:11. Seeing this scene, Lin Li instantly felt awkward. It seemed that he had arrived too late. Then, he quickened his pace and rushed to the front door. "Aya, you're finally here." At this moment, Gu Si, who was pacing back and forth, saw an extremely ugly man. Gu Si didn't even think about it and quickly went up to Lin Rei. You can recognize me?" Originally, he thought that Gu Si wouldn't recognize him after he changed his appearance. He didn't expect Gu Si to ask him a question as soon as he arrived. "Tisk, are you stupid? Everyone who was appointed to attend the Tendo competition is here. Tell me, who else could it be other than you? Anyway, I can't think of anyone else." Hearing Gu Si's analysis, Lin Rei instantly felt awkward. Then, in order to diffuse the awkwardness, Lin Rei quickly changed the topic. "Senior brother Gu Si, why aren't you getting up and leaving? You still have the nerve to say that. If we weren't waiting for you, we would have left long ago." At this moment, a mocking voice was heard. It was a man who was dressed extravagantly. The items hanging on his body were all good stuff. Seeing the man walking over, Lin Rei felt disgusted. At the same time, a murderous intent rose in his heart. It wasn't for anything else but the contempt and disdain in the man's eyes. Pang Guang, what does this have to do with you? Hurry up and leave." Gu Si heard Pang Guang's words and quickly went up to stop him. Pfft! Who would have thought that the moment Gu Si finished speaking, Lin Rei didn't care about his reputation and burst out laughing. "Ha ha ha, Pang Guang, do you have someone called Lei Feng in your family?" "Sure." At this moment, Gu Si, who had been listening to Lin Rei's words, heard Lin Rei's filthy words and quickly went up to stop him. However, it was too late. At the same time, Gu Si couldn't help but look at the old man at the front of the group. At this moment, the old man's face was ashen and the veins on his forehead were bulging. He looked like he was about to attack. You, at this moment, the man named Pang Guang was at a loss for words. He couldn't say a single thing that he wanted to say earlier. "Alright, Lin Rei, let's go. You've gotten yourself into trouble this time." At this moment, Gu Si, who was beside him, hurriedly grabbed Lin Li's hand and walked over to Lu Yunhan. "Junior sister, I won't be going with you this time. Let's meet in Heaven's Wall City." Without waiting for Lu Yunhan's reply, she grabbed Lin Rei's hand and quickly left the mountain gate, flying into the distance. When the old man saw this scene, he was furious and could no longer suppress the killing intent in his heart. Just you wait. If I don't kill you, I swear I'm not human." However, for the sake of his own face, the old man forced himself to calm down after seeing Gu Si and the others disappear and returned to his previous refined attitude. Phew. Alright, let's go. We have to set off quickly. Hearing the old man's words, Lu Yunhan quickly stopped her disciple and quickly flew towards Heaven's Wall City. You. At this moment, in a cold mountain forest in the divine sect, Gu Si and Lin Rei were hiding in a tree. This frightening scene left Lin Rei puzzled. What? What's wrong? What's wrong? Do you know that Pang Guang's grandfather is an elder of the divine sect and has the cultivation of a monarch god? Furthermore, the old man in front is Pang Guang's grandfather. Tell me, did you just escape from death? What? Hearing Gu Si's words, Lin Rei's forehead broke out in cold sweat. He was glad that he had escaped. If they were to fight now, he would definitely be the one to die. At this thought, Lin Rei looked at Gu Si with gratitude and said, "Thank you so much. If not for you, I would have been a corpse by now." Lin Rei sincerely wanted to thank Gu Si. Not only for the previous incident, but more importantly, if he were to fall out with Gu Si now, he wouldn't be able to complete his mission. Sigh. Alright, it's nothing. You have to be careful in the future. Pang Guang's grandfather, Pang Long, is very vengeful. As she spoke, Gu Si released her divine sense and teleported everything within 100 miles into Gu Si's mind. Alright, it's fine. Let's go. Seeing that there was no danger in the surroundings, Gu Si hurriedly brought Lin Rei in another direction. This way, they wouldn't meet Pang Long and could travel freely. He didn't refuse and immediately followed Gu Si towards Heaven's Wall City. Right now, in the air, the 4 Azura clansmen were following Lin Li closely. The realm of the gods. This was the first time that Lin Rei had entered the realm of the gods in name. Although he had joined the divine sect, he had never seen the realm of the 9 continents. The two went on a sightseeing tour. Whenever they saw beautiful places, under Lin Li's constant persuasion, in the end, Gu Si would agree to stay and play for a few days. At the same time, every time they passed a city, Lin Li's drinking habit would manifest itself. However, during this period of time, Gu Si, who had never drunk before, became a drinker under Lin Rei's guidance. Lin Rei also realized that Gu Si was the type of person who was cold on the outside but passionate on the inside. As long as he drank until he was drunk, the outcome would be obvious. All kinds of bragging would be exaggerated by him. Even Lin Li couldn't help but have the urge to go up and beat her up. However, after Gu Si found out about this problem of hers, she still acted the same as before, refusing to drink. In the end, if Lin Li wasn't careful and didn't keep an eye on her, she would become a drunkard who went around bragging and causing trouble for Lin Li. Along the way, Lin Li felt quite helpless. But fortunately, whenever they encountered any rare beasts, they would go kill them and roast them for dinner. Or if they saw any rare treasures, they would be used as seasoning for the roasted meat. In the end, the roasted meat would become treasured medicine for Lin Rei and Gu Si to increase their strength. The two of them continued their journey as usual. After flying for a few days, they saw some demonic beast activity in a mountain forest. Immediately, Lin Rei's appetite was triggered. Gu Si, look below. Before Lin Rei could finish, Gu Si rolled his eyes at Lin Rei and said, "Let's go. Wait for me. I'll come find you when I'm done." As soon as he finished speaking, he disappeared, leaving behind only his voice for Lin Li to hear. "Hee, you really know how to talk." Looking at Gu Si who had disappeared, Lin Rei could only chuckle. Then, he found an open space and took out a bottle of wine that he had collected in Aqua Blue Planet. Bang! A bottle of 1982 red wine was opened by Lin Li very rudely. Gulp, gulp, after a few mouthfuls, he felt satisfied. Then, he looked into the distance and his eyes were filled with longing. Sigh. I wonder how Mother is now. I wonder if Yun has reached the late immortal venerable realm. When will he reach the divine world? With a loud bang, Lin Rei, who was feeling sentimental and longing for his mother, suddenly heard a loud bang. In an instant, all his longing for his mother was destroyed by the loud bang. Damn! Looking at the demonic beast in front of him, he knew that Wuxia must have returned. Sure enough, not long after, a figure appeared in front of him. His body was covered in blood and there was a scratch on his arm. Huh? You? After discovering that Wuxia was injured, he took out a healing pill from his ring and passed it to him. This is a pill that I bought in the immortal world. Although it is in the immortal world, it is still useful for such a small injury. During this period of time, the two of them had developed a great rapport. Looking at the pill in Lin Rei's hand, Wuxia did not say much. He took it and put it in his mouth. As soon as the pill entered his mouth, a majestic energy filled his wound. At this moment, the wound miraculously healed instantly. Alright, the medicinal properties of this pill are still okay. As for the remaining medicinal properties that have not been used up, just seal them up. Having said that, Lin Rei moved instantly. After poking Wuxia's body a few times with his sword finger, he returned to his original spot with a smile. Wuxia was stunned by such a magical scene. He knew that the medicinal properties of the healing wound were very small and the rest of the medicinal properties would dissipate. However, he did not know that the medicinal properties could be stored in his body. I really can't see through you. I really don't know how many things you have that I don't know. You even know this method. Hearing Wuxia's praise, Lin Rei said indifferently, sigh. I have no choice. It's all because of that master of mine. He used his death to force me to learn. I have no choice but to learn it reluctantly. What? Reluctantly? Hearing Lin Rei's words, Wuxia raised his eyebrows and said while rolling his eyes at Lin Rei. However, at this moment, Xiaolong, who was in the system, was so infuriated by Lin Lei's words that he was about to die. Yeah, that little bastard. You're still pretending to be obedient after taking advantage of me. Really, just you wait. When you beg me again, you will suffer. Alright, let's not talk about it. Knowing that he had gone overboard with his boasting, Lin Rei immediately chose to stop before going too far. Alright. Just like that, the two of them fell silent. However, at this moment, Wuxia's gaze was fixed on the red wine in Lin Rei's hand. His throat kept moving. How could Lin Rei not see Wuxia's strange behavior? However, when he thought of Wuxia's appearance when he was drunk, Lin Rei could not help but shudder. However, due to Wuxia's pleading gaze, in the end, Lin Rei gritted his teeth and stomped his feet. He took out a bottle of wine from his ring and directly handed it to Wuxia. You. Drink sparingly. Although there was Lin Rei's warning, Wuxia did not know if he would listen after drinking. Gulp. 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 After handing the wine to Wuxia, Lin Rei once again lowered his head and began to eat the meat. However, at this moment, the sound of gulping was heard. Suddenly, Lin Rei's face sank. Chapter 5:12. F***ck. In an instant, Lin Rei threw down the things in his hands and rushed to Wuxia's side. He grabbed the wine bottle in her hand and wanted to snatch it away, but, F***ck, brother, are you playing with me? Right now, the bottle of wine which Lin Lei had seized was completely empty. Not a single drop of wine had been left. It had been completely emptied, and all that was left was to lick the bottle. Seeing this, Lin Lei helplessly returned to his seat. F***ck, if I had known, I wouldn't have given you the wine, sigh. Sighing, Lin Lei picked up another piece of demonic beast meat and began to eat it. Beside him, Wuxia drank another bottle of red wine and then fell asleep on the ground in a drunken state. Today, Lin Rei was a little curious. Not only did Wuxia not cause trouble, she was especially quiet. Looking at the sleeping Wuxia, Lin Rei didn't pay any more attention to her. After taking out the seasoning for the roasted meat from his ring, he began to cook seriously. Instantly, the fragrant aroma of the seasoned meat wafted out, and the surrounding pairs of green and red eyes stared intently at Linley. Looking at them, Lin Rei ignored them. At this moment, Blood 15, who had been following Lin Rei, appeared and silently killed all the demonic beasts around them. Hee. Seeing this scene, Lin Rei was inexplicably happy and didn't think too much about it. Soon, the demonic beast meat became a delicacy under Lin Rei's roasting. Gulp. Looking at the fragrant beast meat, Lin Rei couldn't wait to tear off the leg of the demonic beast and began to eat. As for Gu Si, Lin Rei didn't wake her up because Lin Rei wasn't sure what she would be like when she woke up. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Just as Linley was enjoying his meal, several sounds of something piercing through the air could be heard. Linley didn't pay them any attention, continuing to gobble down his wine and meat. Master, this thing smells so good. At this moment, 4 figures appeared behind Lin Rei. When they saw the beast meat in front of Lin Rei, they all had drooling looks on their faces. Although they tried to force themselves to remain calm, their throats gave them away. Shut up. The only one among them looked at his disciple's useless appearance and immediately turned his head to reprimand him. Oh! When the man heard this, he immediately fell silent. It was not good for him to say anything. Ha! Lin Rei, who had been listening to the commotion behind him, turned around with a sneer on his face and said, "What's the point of you coming here uninvited?" There was an unwritten rule in the cultivation world, which was that as long as there were people, other than the people they knew, other people who didn't know them would want to enter their place. Otherwise, without the master's permission, they were not allowed to interfere. However, for the uninvited person behind him, he had already violated this rule. Humph, who do you think you are? How dare you tell us what to do? Just as Lin Rei finished speaking, one of the young men, who had some authority, spoke up and looked down on Lin Rei. That's right, who do you think you are? We're here to give you face. Seeing how shameless they were, Lin Rei's killing intent rushed out at this moment. Humph, give me face? My face is very precious. You're not worthy. Get lost. Lin Rei shouted with the cultivation of a peak advanced divine weapon. His voice was so loud that everyone within 100 miles could hear him. What? What's wrong? What's wrong? Lin Rei's voice was so loud that Gu Si, who was drunk, was woken up. Huh, you can continue sleeping. It's just a few bedbugs. Seeing that Gu Si was awake, Lin Rei was afraid that he would go crazy again. Therefore, Lin Rei quickly comforted him. Alright, stop fooling around. He's already sober. He knew that Lin Rei was worried and explained. As he spoke, Gu Si came to Lin Rei's side and raised his head to look at the 4 people. Who are you? How dare you be so disrespectful to the people of Archaean Sect? Looking at the 4 people, Gu Si directly mentioned Archaean Sect. This was because when he first saw the old man, he knew that he wasn't a match for him. Oh, so it's the younger generation of Archaean Sect. Since you're from Archaean Sect, come here quickly. We're taking over this place. Instantly, as soon as these words were spoken, the atmosphere became tense. Everyone fell silent. Gu Si turned her head to look at Linley, troubled. She wanted to ask him what she should do. Taking over? Who do you think you are? Archaean Sect is a top sect in God world. You. Just as Linley was about to finish speaking, a wanton laugh came from the mouth of the young man opposite him. His eyes were filled with disdain. Archaean Sect, My Qinkuan Sect doesn't fear you at all. Boom. The moment he heard the words Qinkuan Sect, Lin Rei's mind went blank. The killing intent in his heart couldn't help but burst out of his body. The appearance of this killing intent was too strange. The old man didn't know why this young man was so angry. However, at this moment, he sensed a dangerous aura. This phenomenon hadn't happened for a long time. However, the next time it happened, it was from a divine weapon junior. Ha ha ha, a devilish laugh. His voice was filled with malice. At this moment, Linley's face was twisted with hatred. Qiankuan Sect, ha ha ha. Qiankuan Sect, I originally didn't want to touch you. Since you're courting death, don't blame me. Bang! The primal chaos dragon spear appeared. The tip of the spear shone with a cold light. The surrounding temperature started to drop because of Lin Rei's killing intent. You, when the old man heard Lin Rei's voice, his heart trembled. From his words, he could tell that the killing intent was because of the name Qiankuan Sect. At this moment, the young man's murderous gaze was because they were from Qiankuan Sect. At this point, the old man finally understood. Humph, how dare an ant like you compete with the sun and moon? Why don't you take a look at your cultivation level? How dare you call yourself a meat in front of me? You're courting death. At this moment, the old man was enraged. Although he didn't know what kind of grudge this young man had with Qiankuan Sect, he knew that he couldn't let him live. If he did, he would definitely be a threat in the future. Humph, die. That depends on who it is. Smoke filled the air and the battle was about to start. At this moment, Lin Rei made the first move. The primal chaos dragon spear in his hand charged towards the old man. At the same time, the martial god activated his stratagem. This was the first time he used it. Instantly, a strange energy gathered the energy in the surrounding space and started to squeeze towards the old man. What? The power of space? Feeling that the energy on the wall was able to gather the energy of space, the old man was surprised. Hee, I must get my hands on something like this. Otherwise, thinking about it, the old man's eyes were filled with greed. Seeing the spear about to reach him, the old man moved. With a swoosh, just as Lin Rei's spear was about to pierce through the old man's body, the old man disappeared mysteriously. After all, there was only one place. Instantly, Lin Rei felt that something was wrong. Indeed, the aura of death was coming from behind him. Humph, you want me to die? You're just one. Furthermore, there are many people who want me to die. However, they're all dead now. At the moment of danger, Lin Rei turned around and activated his stratagem of the martial god once again. This time, Lin Rei increased his cultivation level. Instantly, the surrounding space vibrated and the unstable chi of God squeezed even harder. Ha, come on. The more you use this skill, the more I'll like it. However, you'll die even faster. At this moment, the old man's desire to obtain Lin Rei's skill grew stronger as he looked at it. Is that so? Hearing the old man's words, Lin Rei went to a distance and kept his Chaos Dragon spear. He stood there and looked at the old man fearlessly. A strange and evil smile appeared on his face. Looking at Lin Rei, the old man felt that something was wrong. However, when he thought of the mysterious skill, he ignored it. Bam! Just as the old man was about to reach Lin Rei, a foot appeared in front of him. The old man was caught off guard and was kicked in the body. A terrifying energy spread out and the old man's body flew backward uncontrollably. How could this be? The old man, who had been sent flying, stared forward in astonishment. 4 men dressed in black had appeared, each of them emanating a murderous aura. Their faces were solemn as they stood guard by Linley's side. What? What? When this scene appeared, not only the old man sighed, but even Wuxia was stunned. Although he didn't know who these 4 people were, he could see that they were protecting Lin Rei. Thinking of this, Wuxia felt relieved. At the same time, a feeling of curiosity rose in his heart. Humph, how dare you be powerless against my young master? Only death can pay for your sins. Right at this moment, Blood 15, surrounded by a murderous aura, spoke in a cold voice to everyone present, save for Wuxia. As soon as he finished speaking, the four of them moved. Blood 15 charged towards the old man, while the remaining three charged towards the three people who had come with the old man and attacked them. Wait, we're from Qianquan Sect, we're from Qianquan Sect. At this moment, the old man felt the aura of death. In order to not die, he wanted to grab onto the last straw. In the end, he didn't know that it was the grass that would take his life. Humph, Qianquan Sect, ha ha ha. This sovereign doesn't care. This sovereign dared to destroy the Qianquan Sect in the immortal world. This sovereign will go. Don't worry, this sovereign will let the Qianquan Sect in the immortal world meet them. What? Immortal world? Hearing Lin Rei's words, the old man was stunned. He didn't expect to hit an iron plate today. He also didn't expect the Qianquan Sect in the immortal world to be destroyed. Gotcha. Blood 15, who received Lin Rei's order, didn't hesitate. The moment he arrived in front of the old man, he grabbed the old man's neck with one hand and squeezed, crushing the old man's Adam's apple. At the same time, his other hand smashed towards the old man's Dan palace. Chapter 5:13. Bam, ah! The Qianquan Sect cultivator screamed under Blood 15's attack. His face twisted as he glared hatefully at Lin Rei. He roared madly at Lin Rei. You wait. My Qianquan Sect won't let you go. So what if you destroy all the sects in the immortal realm? Just you wait, my Qianquan Sect will come for revenge. Bam! At this moment, Blood 15 had already crippled the old man's soul and cultivation, but the old man's words had completely enraged Blood 15. Instantly, before Linley could say anything, Blood 15 smashed the crippled old man into pieces with a single palm strike, killing him to the point where he couldn't be any more dead. Humph, there's only one result for threatening my young master. Blood 15 didn't pay any more attention to the old man's corpse, which was a mixture of minced meat and blood. Instead, he obediently returned to Linley's side. Well done. But don't be so reckless next time. We're outsiders after all and don't know much about their strength. I'll teach you a spell called the soul-searching spell. Remember, before you kill someone, you must squeeze all the information out of them. Yes, young master. Blood 15, standing behind Linley, hurriedly nodded upon hearing Linley's words. At that moment, Wuxia, who had been standing to the side in a daze, was completely dumbfounded by this scene. He really couldn't understand what was happening. Even more so, he couldn't understand why Linley, a cultivator who had just ascended to the deity realm, would have so many cultivators by his side and even address him as young master. What was even more unimaginable was that just hearing the name of the Qianquan Sect was enough to start a massacre. Just how much hatred did he have for the Qianquan Sect? And that Qianquan Sect in the immortal realm. Everything that happened just now would become an unforgettable memory for Wuxia. Bam, bam, just as Wuxia was in a daze, two muffled sounds rang out and instantly pulled him back to reality. He saw that in front of Linley, there were two miserable figures. Their faces were filled with terror and fear. In fact, the two of them were so frightened by Linley that they lost control of their bladder and were unable to control themselves. I beg you, please let us go. Senior, we didn't know any better before, please. When the three saw Lin Rei, they hurriedly got up from the ground and kowtowed, begging Lin Rei to let them go. But just as they were speaking, the silent Lin Rei spoke. Watch, I'll impart the knowledge to your minds. Remember, don't be careless. As he spoke, Linley began to move. His left hand quickly stretched out, forming a series of mysterious hand seals in midair. In the end, a surge of marvelous, yet astonishing energy suddenly appeared, slapping directly onto the head of one of the three men. Memories that didn't belong to him flowed into his mind. The moment the memories entered his mind, Lin Rei used his mental energy to envelop them. He began to search for useful things in the memories. He wouldn't have known if he didn't search, but the moment he did, Lin Rei was shocked. He didn't expect this man who was supposed to search his soul would do so many despicable things. He thought about raping young girls, robbing people, killing people for their belongings, swindling people. There was nothing he hadn't done before. However, even though there were so many memories that Linley felt disdainful of and even disdainful of, they still had some value. For example, the number of Qianquan Sect disciples participating in the Heavenly Tao Conference and their cultivation levels. At this moment, there were a total of 52 people going to the Tendo Conference. The leader of the group was a Qianquan Sect elder who was at least a monarch immortal. The rest were either divine ancestors or godly emperors. As for the 30-odd people going to the Tendo Conference, their cultivation levels were about the same as Gu Si's. They were either godly kings or godly generals. Seeing such a huge lineup from the Qianquan Sect, Lin Rei couldn't help but frown. Although this was good news for the divine sect, it was bad news for Lin Rei. With his current strength, he wasn't strong enough to fight against a godly monarch immortal. As for the rest, he would have to depend on the 20-odd Shura tribesmen who were absorbing the chaotic energy. Hopefully, they would be able to recover to divine ancestors or godly emperors. Only then would he have the ability to take revenge. After seeing all the memories he had plundered, Linley erased all of them from his mind. Linley couldn't be bothered to keep those memories. After which, he once again used his hand seals to search the souls of the other two. In the end, the results were the same. Linley then gave up. Although he didn't know if the Heaven and Earth sect had any hidden powers, it wasn't important anymore. As for those three who had been soul-scoured by Linley, they had long since become idiots. All of their memories had been wiped clean by Linley. Aside from a bit of instinct, there was nothing else. As for their intelligence, it had become zero. They weren't even as intelligent as a newborn child. Did you see it clearly? Linley came back to his senses and asked the four Shura behind him. Yes, we understood it. Thank you, young master, for teaching us this technique. Hearing their words, Lin Rei nodded his head and said, Go, there is no danger here. As for the three of them, you can deal with them as you see fit. Remember, do it cleanly. Don't leave any evidence behind. Do you understand? Although Lin Rei wasn't afraid of the Qianquan sect, he didn't want them to discover him so quickly. Lin Rei could only do this. Yes, we will take our leave. Blood 15 and the other three Shura tribesmen carried the three Qianquan sect members and disappeared from Lin Rei's sight. Seeing them leave, Lin Rei looked at them gratefully. At the same time, Lin Rei didn't feel any pity for the three of them. They didn't deserve it. Although they claimed to be righteous disciples, the things they did were so despicable. Killing them would be considered a light punishment. After everything was over, Linley turned to look at Gu Si, who had been in a daze the entire time. The smile on his face grew even wider. Huh, don't you recognize me? Seeing the stunned look in Gu Si's eyes, Linley knew what he was thinking. He immediately teased him. No, no. Hearing Linley's words, Gu Si's voice was filled with nervousness. In fact, it could even be said that she was cautious. In the past, she hadn't known that Linley had so many experts protecting him. Now that she knew, she would follow the same rules. You don't have to be like this, just be like before. Also, I have to ask you, whatever you see today, you must remember not to tell anyone, because this is not only related to me, but also the lives of my brothers. At this point, Lin Rei couldn't help but warn, of course, if you tell anyone about what happened today, you can try. Try and see if I have the strength to kill you. At this moment, a murderous aura burst forth and pressed down on Gu Si. Don't worry. Gu Si, will definitely not tell anyone about what happened today. Hearing Gu Si's words, Lin Rei immediately retracted his killing intent. He still had a smile on his face. He still believed in Gu Si's character. Otherwise, he wouldn't have exposed so much in front of him. Alright, hurry up and eat. Once you're done, let's hurry up and leave. With that, Lin Rei sat back in his original spot and began to gnaw on the big bone as if nothing had happened. Gu Si admired Lin Rei for this. He couldn't do it. When he thought of the old man who was smashed by the expert, he couldn't eat anymore. Just like this, a small episode ruined the originally good atmosphere. However, Lin Rei wasn't worried. Soon, Lin Rei ate more than half of the demonic beast meat. Seeing that Gu Si didn't eat, Lin Rei didn't waste it. He directly threw the other half of the demonic beast meat into the system and handed it over to Xiaotian. After doing all this, Lin Rei stood up and said to Gu Si, "Let's go, senior brother. We should hurry up." "Oh, okay." Gu Si, who looked a little uncomfortable, hurriedly agreed the moment he heard Lin Rei's words. Then, he flew towards the direction of Heaven's Wall City. He. Looking at Gu Si's appearance, Lin Rei didn't say anything. Then, he released his cultivation and instantly chased after Gu Si. But before Linli left, he saw the shattered pieces of flesh and blood. Linli didn't let them go. Instantly, he released his illusory soul blood flames, burning away all of the blood, leaving nothing behind. This was because Lin Rei knew that there was nothing that could withstand the illusory spirit blood fire. Just like this, the two of them didn't stop. They directly rushed to their destination, Heaven's Wall City in Dan Province. At this moment, outside Heaven's Wall City, Lin Rei was a little dazed as he looked at the majestic city that towered into the clouds. This kind of city didn't exist in the immortal world. It was also the first time he saw it in the divine world. Even the ancient city in the immortal world wasn't as magnificent as this. Yes, that's right. This is the core of Danzhou. Not only is this the core of Danzhou, but it's also the headquarters of the Alchemy Guild. There are only things you can't think of here, but there's nothing you can't buy here. Moreover, there's not only the Alchemy Guild, but also the Formation Guild, the Armor Guild, and a few big trading companies. The forces here are intricate and complicated, and it's hard to explain. Oh. Listening to Gu Si's introduction of the interior of Heaven's Wall City, Lin Rei was suddenly curious. He couldn't imagine what kind of illusion this was. Logically speaking, with so many forces, there would be conflicts of interest. It was impossible that there wouldn't be any disputes. Okay, let's go. Looking at Lin Rei's puzzled look, Gu Si smiled and said, "I don't know if Junior Sister and the others have arrived. You should be careful where we go later." What if Pang Long? Hearing Gu Si's worry, Lin Rei quickly said, "Hee, you don't have to worry. However, I won't meet up with you guys." Chapter 514. What, you don't want to follow us? Gu Si exclaimed when he heard Lin Rei's words. He didn't expect Lin Rei to make such a decision. However, he immediately understood. Pang Long was already troublesome enough. Sigh, all right. He knew that Linli wouldn't listen to his advice. Gu Si rummaged through her clothes and took out a storage bag. She handed it to Linli and said, "Here's a storage bag. Although I know you might not need it, I still have to give it to you. Perhaps it will help you in the future." Not refusing, Linli accepted the bag of holding, then placed it into his storage ring. Alright, since you don't want to follow me, let's go our separate ways here. Perhaps it will be beneficial to you. After saying this, without waiting for Linley's reply, Wuxia headed towards Heaven's Wall City by herself. Lin Rei chuckled as he looked at Wuxia's back. Then, the muscles on his face began to contort and his original appearance was revealed. Phew! He let out a long sigh and walked towards the city gate of Heaven's Wall City. At this moment, many people had already arrived. Lin Rei didn't have to guess to know that they were all disciples of various clans or sections. Looking at the group of people, Linley didn't pay any attention to them. Instead, he went about his own business. Soon, Linley arrived at the city gate tower. Raising his head, he looked up at the towering city, which gave Linley a sense of security. Hey, I'm talking to you. If you want to enter, hurry up and enter. Don't disturb others. Do you hear me? At this moment, just as Lin Rei was enjoying Heaven's Wall City, a discordant and coarse voice sounded. Instantly, Lin Rei's previous mood disappeared. Lowering his head, he saw that the gatekeeper was glaring at him angrily. Instantly, Linley came back to his senses and hurriedly walked forward, preparing to enter the impregnable barrier. But at that moment, the gatekeeper hurriedly stopped him. Hey, are you kidding me? 10 silver coins for entering the city, and 3 gold coins for staying inside. What? Hearing the gatekeeper's words, Linley didn't quite understand. Although Linley understood what the gatekeeper meant on the surface, he didn't have any silver or gold coins. He only had spirit stones. What? Do you have money? If you don't have money, don't enter. Don't pretend to be an ignorant young man. Lin Rei was stunned when he heard the gatekeeper's words. He turned to look at the other people who entered the city. Everyone took out 10 silver coins and 3 gold coins. Seeing this, Lin Rei felt helpless. F***ck, Wuxia, you actually, just when Lin Rei wanted to curse Wuxia in his heart, he suddenly remembered that Wuxia had given him a storage bag. He hurriedly took it out and used his divine sense to check it. Oh, you really do have money. At this moment, there were less than 50 gold coins in the storage bag. He had more than 10,000 silver coins. Seeing this, Lin Rei hurriedly took out 10 silver coins and 3 gold coins and handed them to the gatekeeper. Here. You should have said so earlier. If you had taken it out earlier, I would have let you in. Why bother staying here for so long? Seeing the entrance fee in Lin Rei's hand, the gatekeeper's expression changed. His disdain for Lin Rei because he didn't have money turned into a smile because he had money. Looking at the capricious gatekeeper, Lin Rei hurriedly nodded with a smile and walked into the Heaven's Wall City. Hey, come. Look at the inner core of the Divine Emperor demonic beast, the Heavenly Cloud Tiger. Come. Look at the gem pill refined by an Emperor-level alchemist master. Damn! After entering the Heaven's Wall City, Lin Rei truly felt what it meant to be the core of a province. The prosperity here was something that Lin Rei had never imagined. Looking at the hawkers on both sides of the aisle, Lin Rei couldn't help but look at the one selling the inner core of the Heavenly Cloud Tiger. Boss, how much are you selling this inner core for? How many spirit stones can you, wait. Just when Lin Rei was about to ask how many spirit stones he could buy it, the boss's expression darkened and he said unhappily, I say, friend, are you joking with me? Spirit stones? Do you think that kind of thing can be exchanged for my inner core? Hearing the boss's words and combining it with the previous phenomenon, Lin Rei realized that in the realm of the gods, spirit stones were not the currency at all. The real currency was silver coins, gold coins and the like. Thinking of this, Lin Rei's hair stood on end. Sigh. If I had known, I would have read all the general knowledge about the realm of the gods when I first came here. Now, I only have a few coins in my pocket. In the future, I will. Thinking that he would have to stay here for a long time, Lin Rei's hair stood on end. Boss, I don't want it anymore. In order to save money, Lin Rei could only let go of the item in front of him. After saying that, he walked into the depths of the Heaven's Wall City. Along the way, Lin Rei saw many things that moved his heart. However, when he thought that he had no money on him, Lin Rei felt helpless. Thinking back, he used to spend money like it was water. Looking at the current situation, the difference was not small at all. Forget it, let's find a trading company and buy an introduction to the realm of the gods first. Thinking of this, Lin Rei observed the surrounding shops. Just like this, he walked and walked. Lin Rei didn't know how long he had walked. Finally, Lin Rei stopped in front of a trading company called Carefree Pavilion. There should be something I want here. Looking at the huge trading company in front of him, Lin Rei couldn't help but mutter to himself. Amitba. Benefactor, don't worry, there is nothing you can't buy in Carefree Pavilion. Suddenly, a voice sounded. Immediately, Lin Rei turned around vigilantly and saw a bald monk wearing a silly robe standing there. Not only that, Lin Rei could feel a powerful Buddhist power coming from the monk's body. From this, Lin Rei could determine that he was not a match for this person in front of him. Young benefactor doesn't need to be like this. This poor monk just happened to pass by and coincidentally heard your words. Coincidentally, this poor monk knows some things about Carefree Pavilion, so he just happened to speak. Looking at the monk in front of him, Lin Rei's hair stood on end. After hearing so many coincidences, he finally concluded that there was something he wanted in his heart. Many thanks, great master. I will take my leave. In order to avoid this chatterbox, Lin Li hurriedly entered the Carefree Pavilion. This person in front of me is fated to be with me. It seems this poor monk has something to do next. After Lin Rei left, the monk muttered to himself. Of course, if Lin Rei heard this, he would definitely curse out 8 generations of the monk's ancestors. Inside Carefree Pavilion, Lin Rei had just entered. After seeing the appearance and format of Carefree Pavilion, Lin Rei was stunned. Of course, Lin Rei wasn't someone who hadn't seen the world. He was only stunned for a moment and recovered in less than 2 breaths. Dear customer, may I ask what you would like to see? At this moment, a staff member of Carefree Pavilion came up to him and asked. Give me an introduction about the realm of the gods. Give me an introduction about my daily life. Before Lin Rei could finish his words, the staff member quickly said, okay. After seeing the staff member leave, Lin Rei had nothing to do and started to look around. Lin Rei discovered that everything here was of high quality. Even if there were some that were inferior, they weren't too bad. It was different from all the other shops he had seen before. Lin Rei continued to look around. At first, he was on the first floor, but as Lin Rei's interest grew, he went to the second floor, the third floor, and finally the fourth floor. 2 Divine King experts stretched out their hands and stopped him. Dear customer, outsiders are not allowed to enter this place. If anyone with a VIP card of Carefree Pavilion dares to take a step outside, they will be killed without mercy. Lin Rei wanted to retort, but he didn't know the situation in front of him. Lin Rei gave up. Blood 15 and the other 3 who had been following Lin Rei wanted to make a move when they heard someone speaking rudely to Lin Rei. In the end, they were all stopped by Lin Rei. Alright. Lin Rei nodded at the people blocking his way and walked down the stairs. In the end, he returned to the first floor. Dear customer, where did you go? It took me a long time to find you. The moment Lin Rei returned to the first floor, the staff member who went to get the item he wanted hurriedly came to Lin Rei's side and asked. I went to look around. Lin Rei looked at the jade slip on the staff member's phone and asked, "What's the price of this?" 3 gold coins. Lin Rei didn't hesitate when he heard the price. He took out 3 gold coins from his storage pouch and handed it to the staff member before preparing to leave. "Dear customer, please wait." Just as Lin Rei stepped out of the door, the staff member's voice came from behind. Immediately, Lin Rei turned around in confusion, wanting to ask what the staff member meant. "Ah, dear customer, please don't misunderstand. I'm just trying to be busy. In a month, it will be our store's once-in-a-millennium auction. I don't know if you're interested. If you are, I'll give you one of these." As he spoke, the attendant took out an invitation card with the words Carefree Pavilion written on it from his sleeve and handed it to Linley. "Oh." Looking at the invitation card in front of him, Lin Rei hesitated for a moment, but in the end, he accepted it and said, "Okay, I'll be back then." After speaking, Linley left. This time, he didn't look back. At this moment, just as Linley was about to leave, a woman walked out. She stared curiously at Linley's back as she murmured to herself, "That's right. What kind of person are you? Why do you give me such a mysterious feeling?" However, Lin Rei wasn't aware of all of this. At this moment, the only thing he wanted to do was to find a place to stay and familiarize himself with the information on the jade slip in his hand. He didn't want the previous incident to happen again. On the other hand, the instant Wuxia entered the Heaven's Wall City, she found Lu Yunhan's group and joined up with her own group. Chapter 5:15. Nephew Wuxia, where's the person who was with you? Where did he go? At this moment, in the Yunlai Inn in Heaven's Wall City, after Wuxia and Lu Yunhan met up, Pang Long saw that one person was missing and immediately asked. Wuxia was very clear about Pang Long's question. He wasn't asking out of concern for his disciple, but because Lin Rei had made his grandson Pang Guang lose face and also indirectly scolded him. Therefore, when he didn't see Lin Rei return with him, he became anxious. At this moment, after Pang Long's question, everyone's gaze shifted to Wuxia. They were also very curious. 2 people left, but only one came back. Seeing everyone's gaze and Pang Long's cold gaze, Wuxia calmly replied, Elder Pang, it's like this. My friend had something to do, so he left first. Furthermore, he said that he won't be with us in the future, so, at this point, Wuxia didn't continue, because he knew that even if he didn't say it, everyone would understand what he meant. What? A cry of surprise rang out. Instantly, everyone's gaze turned over, only to see Pang Long angrily rebuking and coldly saying, as a disciple of Divine Sect, he has no sense of organization. Furthermore, did he tell me, he actually, people like him should be kicked out of Divine Sect. At least this way, he won't ruin Divine Sect's reputation. Yes, just like that, Pang Long's words caused everyone to follow suit. In their eyes, Pang Long was an elder of the sect. As long as they curried favor with him, they would have an easier time in the sect in the future. However, Wuxia didn't want to. When he thought of the strength and influence Lin Rei had displayed, he could guess what Lin Rei's future path would be. Elder Pang, you can't say that. Although my friend's name is in Divine Sect, he's only a trash disciple. According to what you said before, trash disciples are the lowest level in Divine Sect and are dispensable. Their itinerary doesn't need to be reported, nor does it need to be reported to the higher-ups. Why, are you slapping your own face now? Hearing those words, Pang Long's face turned ashen. He wanted to kill him, but he had to consider that he was the disciple of the Divine Sect master and that there was also the Divine Sect's little princess beside him. Thus, he didn't dare to act out. This, all right. Since you're so busy, then forget it. Since Li Rang had already said so much, Pang Long could only grit his teeth and swallow his words. Alright, since you're already in Heaven's Wall City, let's go out for a walk. You've been cultivating all this while and haven't been here before. Let's take this opportunity to have some fun. In order to end this awkward scene. Pang Long's eyes lit up as he instantly thought of this method. He immediately said it out loud. Well, since that's the case, then it's decided. Everyone, go ahead. However, you must return here before you reach the waist. Also, don't cause any trouble, okay? Hearing Pang Long's words, Lu Yunhan, who had been silent all this while, naturally knew what he was thinking. However, this was exactly what she was thinking. Yes. We obey. After hearing Pang Long and Lu Yunhan's words, the dozens of disciples nodded their heads. Excited smiles appeared on their faces as they left with smiles on their faces. Soon, only Gu Si and Lu Yunhan were left in the room. As for Pang Long, he also left after all the disciples had left. Humph, you're good, Gu Si. You're usually so honest and submissive. I never thought that there would be a day when you would talk back to an elder for a so-called friend. Looks like I need to talk to father about this. With only the two of them left in the room, Lu Yunhan couldn't hold it in any longer. She turned her head to look at Gu Si and said with a look that said, "You can do it." Let's not do it. Hearing Lu Yunhan's words, Gu Si hurriedly stopped her. He knew that if his master found out about this, he would definitely reflect on his actions. Humph, that depends on how you perform. Seeing her senior brother's pleading look, Lu Yunhan said with a mischievous smile. Junior sister, don't. As he spoke, Gu Si hurriedly used his hand to cover his chest with a look of fear. Seeing this, Lu Yunhan rolled her eyes at him. Alright, I didn't say that I wanted to do anything to you. I only wanted to say that I remember father handing you a storage pouch when he came out. Tell me, is there money inside? What, how did you? Hearing about the storage pouch, Gu Si's expression changed. Thinking about how he had already given the storage pouch to Lin Rei, Gu Si suddenly didn't know what to do with it. Humph, you still have the nerve to say that. After all, I'm the future successor of the divine sect, okay? Father only gave it to you and not me. I reckon that in the eyes of the successors of the divine realm's major sects, I'm the poorest person. As she spoke, Lu Yunhan hurriedly looked at Gu Si with a look that said, if you don't call me out, I'll do something to you. Sigh. Looking at Lu Yunhan, Gu Si said apologetically, Junior sister, I'm really sorry. Master did give me some money, but I've already given it all to that friend of mine. What, you? You're going to piss me off. Lu Yunhan, who had originally thought that she had money, was dumbfounded the moment she heard this news. For a moment, she didn't feel good. Seeing her angry look, Gu Si hurriedly left the room as if he was escaping. He knew that once when she was angry, she had directly smashed his father's wine sage that had taken away a powerful technique from the ancient tomb. He didn't want that to happen. Looking at the escaping Gu Si, Lu Yunhan frowned. She was even more interested in the person who had left the group. She really wanted to meet someone who could make her senior brother act like this. Humph, forget it. I'll take such a good opportunity to go out for a walk. The woman's face changed as quickly as flipping through the pages of a book. Immediately after, Lu Yunhan tidied herself up, calmed her emotions, and walked out of the inn towards the center of the Heaven's Wall City. At this moment, in another room of the inn, an angry voice rang out. Humph, kid, if you weren't the sect leader's disciple, who would have torn you into pieces long ago? How could a junior in the divine king realm like you speak to me in such a manner? This person was Pang Long, who had been humiliated by Gu Si previously. After returning to his room, he immediately flew into a rage. Thinking about Gu Si's attitude and the humiliation he had received in the sect, Pang Long was instantly filled with anger. Grandfather. Shut up. Just as Pang Long was about to explode in anger, Pang Guang, who had been standing silently by the side, opened his mouth. In the end, he was stopped by Pang Long's roar. You still have the nerve to call me grandfather. Look at you, that person is only a divine weapon realm ant. Look at you, what did you do? You let people point at your nose and scold your entire family, including me. Tell me. Are you trying to piss me off or what? Looking at his grandfather, Pang Guang muttered to himself with an aggrieved expression, You're venting your anger on me after being bullied by Gu Si. I didn't want to. What did you say? For an expert with the experience of a monarch god, he could hear Pang Guang no matter how soft his voice was. No. Hearing his grandfather's words, Pang Guang was so frightened that he broke out in cold sweat. All right, go and find a few people. Turn Heaven's Wall City upside down. If necessary, go to the assassin's organization and pass that person's portrait to them. You must kill that person no matter the cost. Do you understand? With that, a murderous look flashed across Pang Long's eyes. Then, he took out a storage bag and handed it to Pang Guang, saying, This is money. Use as much as you want. I only want that person dead. Yes, I understand, grandfather. Looking at the storage bag in front of him, Pang Guang did not hesitate and took it. Then, he bid farewell and left. Humph, just you wait. Those who humiliate me usually don't have a good ending. After seeing that his disappointing grandson had left, Pang Long, who was in the room, walked to the window and stared into the distance. His cold voice came out of his mouth. Chio. At this moment, Lin Rei, who was walking on the bustling streets of Heaven's Wall City, suddenly sneezed. A sense of uneasiness rose in his heart. What's going on? Could it be that someone is thinking about me? With that, Lin Rei did not pay too much attention to it and continued walking. Along the way, Lin Rei saw many inns and hotels. However, most of them did not suit Lin Rei's taste. Sigh. What exactly? Just as Lin Rei was fretting, his eyes suddenly glanced and a familiar figure appeared. Damn, what is she doing here? At this moment, Lin Rei saw none other than Lu Yunhan, who had stayed behind in the blanket and escaped alone in the divine sect's forbidden grounds. Seeing that she was slowly walking in his direction and seeing that there was nowhere to hide, Lin Rei immediately pretended not to know her and walked forward. 20 meters, 10 meters, 5 meters, when she was 1 meter away, Lin Rei originally thought that it would be fine to just brush past her. However, coincidentally, Lu Yunhan's gaze was fixed on Lin Rei's body. Her body was fixed on the spot and did not move at all, as if she was in a daze. When this happened, the surrounding people also looked at each other. After that, there was no more opportunity. Miss, don't you think it's a little inappropriate for you to look at me like that? Although Lin Rei's expression was calm and he acted as if he did not know her, his heart was beating like a drum and he was extremely worried. Don't you recognize me? Hearing Lin Rei's words, Lu Yunhan explained with an awkward expression. Oh? Have we met before? This sentence was enough to express Lin Rei's current thoughts. He did not want to have anything to do with this woman in front of him. So what if she was the daughter of the divine sect master? Chapter 5:16. Lu Yunhan was filled with doubt as she looked at the person before her. She did not know if the person before her was related to the person who had saved her. However, based on their personalities alone, it was obvious that the two of them were different. Ah. I'm sorry. I have a friend who looks too much like you. Perhaps I've mistaken you for someone else. At this moment, Lu Yunhan was extremely embarrassed. She did not know what had happened to her. Perhaps she felt guilty towards the person who had saved her. Oh, since you're busy, I'll take my leave first. At this moment, Lin Rei was even more so. He did not want to stay here for even a moment longer. He was afraid that he would be exposed if he waited any longer. Just like that, Lu Yunhan had perfectly failed to recognize Lin Rei as the person who had saved her. Of course, this was actually what Lin Rei had hoped for. After leaving, Lin Rei heaved a sigh of relief. His body had completely relaxed at this moment. Luckily she didn't recognize me. Otherwise, it would be troublesome. Lin Rei thought as he continued to walk forward. Meanwhile, Lu Yunhan was the exact opposite of Lin Rei. At this moment, Lu Yunhan was no longer in the mood to shop. When she thought of the person who had died in order to save her, she immediately felt irritated. Sigh, let's go back. As she spoke, she turned around and walked towards her residence with a disappointed and sorrowful expression. Scram, you want to join our alchemist guild? Why don't you take a piss and see what kind of person you are? Just as Lin Rei was about to find a place to stay, an uncoordinated voice suddenly rang out. Instantly, Lin Rei looked over and saw a fierce-looking man standing in front of a building. He was pointing at a skinny boy on the ground and cursing him. Glancing around, he saw that the signboard on the door of the building had the words, Alchemist Guild, written on it. That ferocious-looking man was wearing the same clothes as the one in Linley's ring, but the color was slightly different. Linley's was black, while the man in front of him was wearing red. I didn't expect to come to the Alchemist Guild as soon as I entered the realm of the gods. At this point, Lin Rei recalled that when he had joined the guild in the lower realm, he had heard that as long as an alchemist was hard to find, the guild would help. I want to become an alchemist. Is it so difficult? My mother is still waiting for me to become an alchemist to treat her illness. Why are you? Before the boy on the ground could finish speaking, the fiendish man laughed and said, Your mother, the son of an ant, should have died a long time ago. And you, the son of an ant, are delusional enough to want to learn the Tao of alchemy. I advise you to kill yourself with a piece of tofu so as to avoid being an eyesore. As soon as these words came out, the surrounding people who were watching the show all became excited, and all of them started to cheer. That's right, that's right. Hurry up and die. Don't waste your time living in this world. One by one, the voices entered the boy's ears. Instantly, the begging eyes of the boy turned cold. He looked at the people around him with hatred and said in an extremely cold voice, You bunch of bastards. Just you wait. If I can rise up one day, I will definitely trample all of you who have humiliated me and looked down on me under my feet. I will let you know that a commoner can also become a strong person. At this moment, the boy's words entered Lin Rei's ears. Instantly, his heart trembled and he started to admire this boy. You? I can kill you with one slap. When the surrounding passers-by heard the boy's words, they all looked at him with anger. Some of them even had the intention to kill him. Good, well said. At that moment, Linley's voice rang out and entered everyone's ears. Instantly, everyone, including the boy lying on the ground, turned to look at the source of the voice. You're human. How dare you act so arrogantly in front of the Alchemy Guild? Don't tell me you don't want to live anymore. The man who was looking at Lin Rei threatened him with a gloomy expression. However, if it was someone else, they might be afraid of the Alchemy Guild. However, Lin Rei was not. Who do you think you are? What right do you have to represent the Alchemy Guild? As he spoke, Lin Rei walked over to the boy's side and pulled him up. He then patted the dust off his body and said with a smile. "Little friend, I heard everything you said just now. What you said is right. So what if you are from a humble family? So what if you are from a wealthy family? So what if you are from a sect? So what if you are from an empire? As long as you have the heart to become an expert, then no one can stop you." At this point, Lin Rei couldn't help but pat the boy's shoulder and prepared to leave with him. "Humph, you want to leave just like that?" At this moment, the man's voice rang out again. Instantly, Lin Rei frowned. With a thought, he sent a telepathic message and left with the boy. "Come, give it to me." However, when he saw that Lin Rei ignored him, he felt that he had lost face. He then shouted behind him and a few men immediately rushed towards Lin Rei. "Big brother, they." At this moment, the boy who was being pulled by Lin Rei saw the men rushing towards him and said to Lin Rei in fear. "Huh, it's fine. Don't be afraid." Ignoring them, he continued to walk on his own. At this moment, just as those men were about to charge in front of Linley, 4 men dressed in black suddenly appeared. With a few punches and kicks, they killed those men. What? When he saw this, the man who was standing in front of the Alchemy Guild was shocked. He didn't think that there would be people who dared to attack him in front of the Alchemy Guild. Just you wait. This kind of scene had already scared him silly. At this moment, how could he stay here any longer? He then left after leaving behind a ruthless sentence. Blood 15 and the other 3 went into hiding again the moment the Alchemy Guild left. At this moment, Lin Rei didn't need to think to know what was going on behind him. However, when the boy saw this scene, he was extremely shocked. "Big brother, you," looking at the boy, Lin Rei's heart throbbed. He then said to the system, "Check all the information about this boy." Ding dong, okay. Please wait a moment, host. Investigating now. After hearing the cold synthesized voice, Lin Rei didn't take the opportunity to check. Instead, he looked at the boy who was under the blanket. Perhaps it was because of what he said before, Lin Rei had the urge to accept him as a disciple. Not long after, the system's voice sounded again. Ding dong, congratulations, host. Information check completed. Chen Guang, 15 years old. Cultivation base, none. Top grade talent, top grade comprehension. Fire and wood attribute spiritual roots. Excellent aptitude for alchemy. Can be accepted as a disciple. Wow. Seeing the boy's information, Lin Rei felt that his luck was endless. This person was an excellent alchemist. No one else could have such luck. Linley didn't reject the system's request. He already had the intention of accepting the system as his disciple. Now, he was even more certain about it. "Boy, how about becoming my disciple? I can teach you alchemy knowledge and let you become an alchemy master. Are you willing?" Lin Rei, who had cut off the communication channel with the system, hurriedly looked at the boy and asked without hesitation. "What, me?" Perhaps he was shocked by this news. The moment Lin Rei finished asking, he didn't know what to say. "Yes, that's right. Are you willing?" "Of course, it's fine if you're not willing. I'll give you a bottle of healing elixir for you to save your mother." Looking at the boy's expression, Lin Rei thought that he was unwilling. Then, he prepared to give up with a disappointed expression. I'm willing. I'm willing." However, fortunately, Chen Guang didn't disappoint him. In the end, he agreed to Lin Rei's request. "Okay, since that's the case, let's go. Take me to your house. I'll help you save your mother." At this moment, Lin Rei was very happy. He had a 6th disciple and a person who could inherit his alchemy legacy. "Ah, thank you. Thank you, master." The moment he heard Lin Rei's words, Chen Guang excitedly dragged Lin Rei to the edge of the southern part of the city. Along the way, everyone looked at Lin Rei curiously. Lin Rei ignored their gazes. He only wanted to hurry to the place that the boy said to save his mother. With Lin Rei's help, in less than an hour, the two of them arrived at the most convenient place in the southern part of the city, the slums. Then, after passing through the alleys for a while, they stopped in front of a dilapidated house. "Master, I'm here." When they arrived, the boy hurriedly pushed open the door and walked in. At this moment, an old woman was lying on the bed with her eyes closed. There was still no trace of life. She had become a corpse. After sensing that the person on the bed was already a corpse, Lin Rei felt that it was a pity. However, Chen Guang, who was completely unaware of his feelings, hurriedly came to the bedside and said, "Mother, look, I found the elixir to save you." However, after Chen Guang finished speaking, the old woman lying on the bed didn't move. Her eyes were still closed and she didn't respond. "Mother, wake up." In this world, it was very common for people to die. For those children who were already in their teens, it was even more common. At this moment, Chen Guang realized something and his eyes couldn't help but moisten. Mother, wake up. Look at me, I'm back. I found the elixir to save you. Wake up, sob, wake up." Looking at Chen Guang, Lin Rei felt uncomfortable. He walked to Chen Guang's side and placed one hand on his back. He began to comfort him. "Don't cry, your mother has passed away. If she was still alive, she wouldn't have wanted you to be like this." Lin Rei was very clear about Chen Guang's feelings. He had experienced this before. No, my mother is not dead. Master, I don't want to." As he spoke, Chen Guang began to cry bitterly. He was already as thin as a stick due to malnutrition. Because of the sadness and the psychological pressure, he fainted after crying for a while. Chapter 5:17. Looking at his sixth disciple, Lin Rei sighed and shook his head. Then, he put the corpse on the bed into a storage ring, carried Chen Guang, and walked out. This time, Lin Rei didn't find a place to stay based on his intuition. Instead, he came to a bustling area and casually found a hotel to stay in. "Boss, give me 2 rooms." Alright, follow me." At this moment, a waiter hurriedly walked up and led Lin Rei to the back. Lin Rei didn't say anything along the way. He only used his gentle spiritual energy to help Chen Guang nourish his spiritual meridians so that his cultivation would be smoother in the future. "Alright, 2 guests, we've arrived at your room. Here's the key." After a while, the waiter stopped and turned around to point to a courtyard in front. Then, he took out a key and handed it to Lin Rei. Then, he handed it to Lin Rei. Alright." After taking the key, Lin Rei walked into the courtyard, ignoring the waiter who was still in the courtyard. Jia. After entering the courtyard, Lin Rei casually found a room and placed Chen Guang on the bed. Then, he walked out and returned to his own room. After closing the door, Lin Rei couldn't wait to let out his wife, Lin Tian, and his male brother. As for Sha Tian, Lin Rei didn't let him out because he was too pretentious. "Young master." At this moment, Lin Tian bowed to Lin Rei as soon as he saw him. Alright, sit down. This isn't Divine Sect anymore, so there's no need to be so restrained. Also, other than Gu Si from Divine Sect who knows me in my true face, no one else knows me. After hearing Lin Rei's words, everyone immediately relaxed and found a place to sit down. Seeing how relaxed they were, Lin Rei smiled then sat down next to Lu Ying. For the next few days, you can go out and walk around. I will get someone to help you. As for the next few days, there will be an auction in a few days. You can go there and find some spiritual herbs that can help you improve your cultivation. Auction? At this moment, the eyes of the young man who was chatting at the table lit up when he heard about the auction. Oh, well, we have to wait a few days. It's too early now. Looking at the appearance of his younger brother, Lin Rei knew that his heart of a businessman was ignited again. Oh. Looking at everyone's expression, Lin Rei hurriedly told them about the Divine Realm's transportation currency. Then, he took out the jade slip and began to read it. The Divine World was known as the 9 Prefectures, and was divided into 9 prefectures. The other 8 prefectures had their own overlords, but the 9th prefecture was also an uninhabited land. There were opportunities, riches, and even more so, death. Up until now, no one had been able to explore the depths of the 9th prefecture. Seeing this sentence, Lin Rei became curious. Originally, when Lin Rei was talking about Gu Si, he was already interested. Now, Lin Rei was even more intrigued. Then, Lin Rei continued reading. In the Divine Realm, there were both righteous and demonic existences. They were the soul-refining sect, which mainly refined living people and refined them into their own battle generals. This action was intolerable. Then, there was the Corpse Ghost sect, which mainly dug up graves and dug up corpses to accumulate death energy and corpse energy to aid their cultivation. Of course, the Corpse Ghost sect also had a terrifying technique, which was to refine corpses into corpse puppets, which were a huge help in battle. Seeing this, Lin Rei was stunned. He didn't expect that the soul-refining sect's strength would be so intertwined. And at this moment, when Lin Rei continued reading, a name appeared at a place that was originally blank. Falling Star Pavilion, which is listed as a demonic sect, has never done anything that offends the heavens and reason. They are even more open and upright than some righteous sections. Their current sect master is called Liao Bufan, an expert with the cultivation of God Emperor. The others have a son and a daughter, whose average cultivation is God Emperor. They are well-known figures among the younger generation of the Divine Realm. Seeing this, Lin Rei began to sort out the sects of the 9 prefectures. At least, when he was here, they only introduced righteous sects, but never mentioned the existence of demonic sections. Regarding this, Lin Rei was filled with disdain for these so-called righteous sections. However, the next thing that Lin Rei was most interested in was the currency of the Divine Realm's goods. The currency of the Divine Realm is divided into copper coins, silver coins, gold coins, black gold, and purple gold. The most precious one is dragon gold. Of course, most of them are purple gold, because dragon gold is very precious. Generally, when it appears, it should be the reappearance of the dragon race of the ancient divine beast race. Moreover, the value of the currency was different. The probability of silver coins to copper coins was 1 to 100, and so on. One could imagine how valuable dragon gold was. And the reason why dragon gold was so valuable. Not only was it valuable, but more importantly, dragon gold was a material to refine divine tools. After reading all this, Lin Rei didn't continue reading, because there was no need to continue reading. Withdrawing his divine sense, Lin Rei's face still couldn't calm down, especially when he knew about the demonic sect. And at this moment, when the 3 people who had been waiting at the side saw Lin Rei's face, they were all puzzled. You guys go out for a walk. I'll get them to help you guys. I still have things to do. Without giving them an answer, he released the Shura clan members that had been assigned to them and told them to hide. Yes. Hearing this, they didn't dare to refute. Moreover, they really wanted to see what the cities of the Divine Realm were like. This is for you guys. Buy whatever you want. Spirit stones are useless here, so we use gold coins and silver coins. With that, Lin Rei took out all the money that Gu Si gave him and handed it to Lu Ying and the others. Then, he closed his eyes. Oh. Although they were a little shocked by the information they just heard, they didn't say much in the end. In the end, they walked out of the room with the Shura clan members assigned to protect them. At this moment, the room was empty. Looking at the tightly shut door, they became nervous. It hasn't been like this in the divine realm. Looks like we have to quickly accumulate money. Otherwise, we won't be able to do anything. Hee, it's good that you know. Hearing the little dragon's lazy voice, Lin Rei instantly rolled his eyes and said, "You still have the nerve to talk about me. You didn't tell me anything when we came to the divine realm. Just before I entered Heaven's Wall City, ha ha ha." With that, a loud laugh came out of the little dragon's mouth. Instantly, Lin Rei's face was filled with helplessness. "You still have the nerve to laugh. Let me tell you, you tricked me this time. I don't care. Later, when I refine the magical weapon, you can't be idle." With that, Lin Rei looked at the little dragon with a mischievous smile, as if he wanted to do something. "Alright, I know. You're so long-winded. Don't worry." Seeing the little dragon's tacit agreement, Lin Rei's heart relaxed a little. Then, Lin Rei took out all the spiritual herbs he collected in the divine sect. Finally, he handed them all to Zhao Longfei and said with a smile, "Remember, refine all of them into high-tier emperor pills. Now, the divine realm recognizes this. If it's any lower, I'm afraid I can only give it to myself in the end. TCH, do you think I'm stupid?" After rolling his eyes at Lin Rei, the little dragon took the storage pouches and storage rings filled with experience and disappeared from reality. He returned to the system and began to refine pills using the automatic pill refining system that had long been activated. Hee. Looking at the place where the little dragon disappeared, Lin Rei laughed twice. Then, he took out all the materials he was about to refine the magical weapon. Then, the illusory spirit blood fire appeared in Lin Rei's hand without warning. 1 month. I don't know how many magical weapons I can refine in 1 month. Thinking about it, the illusory spirit blood fire moved and turned into a flaming hand. It directly grabbed all the refining materials and began to refine. Lin Rei didn't dare to guarantee this method. Previously, he had only refined them bit by bit. Now, he was going to refine them all in one pot. As for what the final result would be, Lin Rei didn't know. Boom, as time passed, the illusory spirit blood fire in Lin Rei's hand continued to burn. At this moment, the refining materials in the illusory spirit blood fire began to show signs of melting. Chapter 518. Wang. Suddenly, just as Lin Rei was about to retrieve the hairpin, the divine artifact in the illusory spirit blood fire suddenly broke through the control of his divine fire and mental energy and flew up. Bang! The power of the hairpin was too strong. The moment the hairpin touched the roof, a hole was blasted in the roof. The hairpin flew to the control room and stopped there. F***ck, it can't be. Seeing this, Linley couldn't help but think back to the time he had spent concocting pills. This was what happened when pills underwent tribulation. Thinking of this, in order to not draw attention to himself, Linley swallowed a disguise pill which he had prepared beforehand. Instantly, his appearance changed. Then, Lin Rei flew up into the sky and stopped beside the hairpin. He looked up and waited for the arrival of the divine tribulation. However, after a long time, the sky was still very clear and there was no sign of the divine tribulation. F***ck, what's going on? What's going on? Looking at the hairpin beside him, Lin Rei was a little helpless. If you want to go through the divine tribulation, then so be it. At least let the divine tribulation come out. You're making things difficult for me. However, at this moment, all the cultivators in the heavens wall city sensed Lin Ray rushing up into the sky and looked up. However, after a long time, everyone lost their patience. Even Lin Ray was the same. He didn't have time to waste here. Then, he looked at the hairpin beside him. After looking at it with hidden bitterness, he reached out to grab it. Just when Lin Ray thought he was going to grab it, the hairpin's body suddenly shook. Suddenly, a wave of energy appeared and shook Lin Ray's hand away. F***ck, what's going on? This was the first time Lin Ray had seen this phenomenon. At the same time, he was a little confused about the divine artifact that he had refined. Logically speaking, it shouldn't be like this. Even if you want to go through the divine tribulation, so what? It shouldn't be like this. However, it obviously didn't want him to touch it. Just like that, Lin Ray floated in the air like a fool, allowing the people of Heaven's Wall City to look at him as if he was an idiot. Time passed little by little. Just as Lin Ray was about to make a move, the pearl hairpin that had been standing motionlessly beside him moved and obediently returned to Lin Ray's hand. This made Lin Ray even more confused. After all this fuss, this was the result. However, in order not to let the people underground continue to rely on him, Lin Ray clutched the pearl hairpin tightly and fled back to his room. Just you wait. Lin Ray, who had returned to his room, threw the hairpin in his hand to the ground and was about to kick him. But at this moment, the little dragon, who was helping him refine pills, appeared and stopped him in time. Don't, please don't. Hearing Lu Ying's words, the two of them instantly shut their mouths and stopped talking. Bang! At this moment, Lin Ray, who was refining weapons in the room, saw that the void stone had already melted. He was overjoyed and didn't think much about it. He released his spiritual energy and wrapped the remaining materials in it, then threw them all into the illusory spirit blood fire. Boom! After all the materials were thrown into the illusory spirit blood fire, the entire illusory spirit blood fire exploded. An intense heat began to spread in all directions. As for these materials, Linley was able to easily refine them. As they melted into liquid form, Linley began to form them according to his own thoughts. Heaven and earth as the core. Use the void stone to open the hidden space. Even the realm of transformation, open. With a loud shout, he quickly formed a strange seal. The void stone liquid in the illusory spirit blood fire started to merge into the 9-story pagoda in the form of strange runes. 1. Every time a rune entered the pagoda, the light of the pagoda would become even brighter. At first, it was red, but as more runes entered the pagoda, it became yellow, and finally, it became purple. Not only that, but the aura of the pagoda was also increasing rapidly. Looking at the level of the pagoda, Lin Ray was so excited that tears flowed out of his eyes. Good. The last step. Success or failure depends on this. Then, a rune that was several times bigger than the previous one appeared. However, at this moment, cold sweat began to form on Lin Ray's forehead. Phew. Looking at the magical weapon that was about to take shape, Lin Ray let out a long sigh. At this moment, just as Lin Ray exhaled, he quickly formed a seal in his hand. The rune that was several times bigger than the previous one completely merged into the pagoda. Dong, 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 dong. The moment all this was completed, the sound of a bell rang out. It was so loud that even the formation that Lin Ray had set up around the area couldn't stop it. It rushed out and made a melodious sound that spread throughout the entire Heaven's Wall City. Chapter 519. Keep. Hearing the sound, Lin Rei was helpless. The only thing he could do was to keep it and make it recognize him as its master. Huh? You want to run? In order to prevent the previous incident from happening, Lin Rei had set up many formations in advance. He was afraid that he would not be able to control it after he mastered it. Indeed, what had happened earlier still happened. However, Linley had already taken precautions against what had happened earlier. When he saw that the 9-story pagoda was about to break free from his control, Linley hurriedly set up several trapping formations in the surrounding area. They were all Emperor-level trapping formations to begin with, but under Linley's design, they were all linked together. Linley wasn't even sure what the final level of the trapping formations would be, but as for their power, it was obvious. The 9-story pagoda wanted to break free from the trapped formations. In the end, it was just wishful thinking. Seeing this, Lin Rei chuckled. Then, he came to the 9-story pagoda and reached out to grab it. Humph, little thing, I made you, and you're still trying to play tricks on me. As he spoke, Linley slapped his palm against the body of the 9-story pagoda. And then, with a dong sound, the sound of the bell once more rang out. Damn, what's going on? It's obviously a pagoda. Why is there a bell ringing? He was very clear about the things that he had refined, but this inexplicable sound of the bell had blinded him, and he didn't know what it was. Lin Rei, who could not figure it out for a long time, gave up directly. Then, he dripped his blood into the 9-story pagoda. Suddenly, a brilliant light shone in the whole room. If it were not for the formation, the brilliant light would have rushed up to the sky and entered the 9 heavens. After a quarter of an hour, Lin Rei completely controlled the 9-story pagoda's power. Of course, if Lin Rei had not refined it himself, a quarter of an hour would not be enough to completely control it. It would take at least a few years to completely refine it. Oh, it's okay. Although it's a little different from the universal bell. But its performance is still okay. As he spoke, Lin Rei waved his hand. The 9-story pagoda appeared in his hand and sat there quietly. TSK, what should I name it? Thinking of names, Lin Rei was in a difficult position. What he hated the most in his life was naming. Now that he thought about it, none of his children's names were his. The only exception was his son, Jin En. As he thought about this, Lin Rei lowered his head to look at the 9-storied pagoda in his hands. The pagoda's body was purple and it was graceful and majestic. But, there was a stroke of genius on the pagoda that added the finishing touch. There was a blood-colored bell hanging on each of the 4 sides of the 9-story tower. It gave the entire 9-story tower a demonic and evil feeling, but overall, it looked very good. That's right. You were refined using the Void Stone as your main body, so I'll call you, the Void Tower. Right here. Lin Rei's eyes lit up. He seemed to have thought of something and immediately opened his mouth to speak. Wang. When 9-story pagoda heard Lin Rei's words, his body trembled, as if he were very excited to receive this name. Okay, I'll call you the Void Tower from now on. Looking at the first spatial magic treasure he refined, Lin Rei's heart was filled with indescribable excitement. Especially when he thought of the function room of the Void Tower, Lin Rei became even more excited. Originally, Lin Rei only wanted the Void Tower to have the same function as the Cosmos Bell. But in the end, the Void Tower exceeded Lin Rei's imagination. Although it looked like it had 9 floors from the outside, it was different from the inside. Each floor had 3,000 spaces, and there were different sceneries inside. Of course, as long as Lin Rei thought about it, he could change them at will. Lin Rei was very excited about this. Similarly, the Void Tower was not only a storage space, but Lin Rei had also engraved a large number of formations on it during the refining process. It could be said that the Void Tower was an existence that was both offensive and defensive. Looking at the void tower in his hand and the divine weapons he refined on the ground, he did not even look at them. He put them into an empty storage bag, opened the door, and walked out. Lei Ji, you came out in the afternoon. As soon as Lin Rei stepped out of the room, he heard the male brother's anxious voice. Then, Lin Rei looked in front of him suspiciously and realized that it wasn't just the male brother. Even Lin Tian was the same. Hee, you guys, what's wrong with you guys? Looking at them, Lin Rei was very confused. He didn't know why they were so anxious. Husband, today is the start of the auction. According to the time, if you don't hurry, it might start soon. At this moment, when Luing saw his husband's confused expression, he immediately spoke up. Oh. Hearing this, Lin Rei returned to his senses. He forgot that the male brother was so anxious because he heard about the auction. Looking up at the sky, Lin Rei's eyes focused and he said, "Let's go. Let's go see what treasures they have at the auction." With that, Lin Rei stored the void tower in his hand into the system and lowered his head to pull Luing outside. "Let's go, let's go, let's go." Seeing that Lin Rei was leaving, the male brother couldn't wait and hurriedly followed. At this moment, he had a smile on his face and was as happy as a child. Ha! Hearing the joyous sounds coming from behind, Lin Rei didn't need to turn around to imagine the male brother's expression at this moment. Just like that, Lin Rei silently walked to Xiaoyao Pavilion and took out the invitation given to him by the service staff before walking in. "Dear guest, you're here." As soon as he entered Xiaoyao Pavilion, the service staff from that day appeared in front of Lin Rei and spoke in a gentle tone. "HM? Hee. Looking at him, Lin Rei obviously didn't think that he was waiting for him, so he didn't pay too much attention to it. He nodded and prepared to leave. "Hey, sir, please wait for a moment. Your room is upstairs and it's noisy downstairs. How could I let you sit there?" "Oh." Hearing the service staff's words, Lin Rei was at a loss. He really couldn't figure out why. "Sir, come with a smile." The service staff's voice sounded again. Hearing this, Lin Rei hurriedly followed. Although he didn't know what the service staff was up to, Lin Rei also liked to have a secluded place. Along the way, they didn't speak and just followed the service staff until they arrived at the door of a private room in the center of the second floor. "Sir, please go in. This room is reserved for you." Hearing this, Lin Rei looked over. With one look, Lin Rei was startled. At this moment, the door of the private room was made of snow pear wood. Snow pear wood was extremely rare in the immortal world and was extremely precious in the immortal world. However, it was made into a door here. Because of this, Lin Rei had no choice but to re-evaluate the strength of Xiaoyao Pavilion. "Oh, right, call the person in charge here. Tell him that I have a business deal to discuss with him." This time, Lin Rei's main purpose was to auction off his divine tools and elixirs. Seeing that the service staff was about to leave, Lin Rei couldn't help but speak. "Okay, please wait a moment. I'll call our person in charge here." Hearing Lin Rei's words, the service staff hurriedly nodded and left. Seeing the service staff leave, Lin Rei hurriedly pushed open the door and walked in. "Damn, this is..." Just as Lin Rei entered, a surprised voice came from behind. Then, the figure of a young man appeared. He went directly to the table and touched the table with a face full of surprise. "Sweetheart wood, this is the rarest sweetheart wood for refining tools. Damn, this is..." At this point, the young man's eyes swept over a white crystal ball on the side. Then, the young man decisively left the table and walked to the crystal ball to touch it. Seeing this, Lin Rei helplessly shook his head and covered his face in embarrassment. He really didn't want to know this person in front of him. "That's enough, young man. Aren't you ashamed? In any case, you used to run a business and were popular in the immortal world. Look at you now, what have you become? At this time, Lin Tian couldn't stand it anymore and directly walked up to the young man and said. Hearing Lin Tian's words and seeing everyone's reaction, the young man immediately knew that he was acting strangely. He hurriedly corrected his attitude and said seriously, Brother Lei, you don't know how precious these things are. They are all rare heavenly treasures. I just didn't expect that they would be treated as decorations here. As he spoke, the young man pointed at the white crystal ball and said excitedly, this is a stalactite bead formed by millions of years of condensed divine sense in the stalactite liquid. Its effects can't be compared to ordinary things. After hearing the young man talk about the white bead, Lin Rei couldn't help but be shocked. When he entered, he felt that this carefree pavilion was different. He didn't expect, alright, everyone stop touching. If someone sees us, they'll think that we're country bumpkins who haven't seen the world. As he spoke, Lin Rei put away all his curiosity. Furthermore, the things here had nothing to do with him. Even if he knew, it would only add to his envy and excitement. After pulling Luing to a chair, Lin Rei took out some fruits he picked in the divine sect's forbidden area and placed them on the table for everyone to share. Then, he added the tea that was already prepared. Eat and wait. I'm sure they'll be here soon. As he spoke, Lin Rei picked up a red fruit and bit into it. The fruit melted in his mouth and turned into a majestic energy that surged into his body, becoming a part of Lin Rei's energy. Feeling the fruit's effects, Lin Rei couldn't help but eat a few more mouthfuls. His face was filled with surprise. Damn, boy, you're simply wasting natural resources recklessly. Just as Lin Rei was about to refine all the fruits into a part of his energy, the little dragon's voice rang out. Xiaolong's voice suddenly rang out, causing Lin Li's heart to tremble. He asked suspiciously. Why? Is this fruit very expensive? At this moment, the moment the little dragon heard Lin Rei's words, an impulse to hit someone surged in its heart. Chapter 520. F***CKU, can this be described as expensive or not? The purple spirit fruit is one of the main ingredients for refining supreme-level elixirs. There's also the waterwood fruit and the fire plume fruit. These were all left behind by me. How dare you give them to me? You. I. Speaking of this, Xiaolong's stomach was filled with anger. He couldn't wait to rush out and beat him up right now. What? Hearing the little dragon's words, Lin Rei was stunned. He originally thought that the little dragon had left them behind because it felt that they were useless. F***CK then, Lin Rei, who came back to his senses, hurriedly kept the uneaten fruits on the table. When he thought of the fruits that he had eaten while waiting for her under the blanket, Lin Rei's heart ached. What's wrong with you? At this moment, Ruoxin, who was sitting next to him, asked worriedly. Oh, no, nothing. Lin Rei, who was enduring the pain in his heart, responded to his wife. Looking at the remaining half of the fruit in his hand, Lin Rei subconsciously kept it. At this moment, the little dragon in the system saw Lin Rei's actions and became even angrier. However, it didn't say anything. Dong dong dong, suddenly, there was a knock on the door. After hearing it, Lin Rei hurriedly said, "Please come in." With a "Zhiya," the door was pushed open and a beautiful figure, a curvaceous lady, walked in. However, what made people unhappy was that the lady's face was covered and her appearance couldn't be seen clearly. Looking at the lady, Lin Rei was slightly stunned. Then, he came back to his senses and asked. "Hello, let me introduce myself. I'm the manager of this carefree pavilion. I just heard that you wanted to do business with me." Hearing the lady's reply, Lin Rei hurriedly nodded. Then, he took out the storage bag with the legendary artifact and placed it on the table, making an inviting gesture. Hee hee. Seeing Lin Rei's actions, the woman smiled faintly. Her voice was as clear as an oriole's and her graceful figure. Fortunately, Lin Rei was a married man. Otherwise, he would have definitely been mesmerized by her laughter. The woman sat down, picked up the bag of holding on the table, and sent her divine sense into it. When she saw the dozen or so divine artifacts inside the bag, she was stunned. Withdrawing from the bag of holding, the woman's eyes widened as she stared at Lin Rei in shock. Her clear voice rang out, this, you want to. Not bad. After getting the confirmation, the woman quickly stood up and said to Lin Rei and the others, "My name is Kongzhen. Do you intend to auction these items or sell them directly to our carefree pavilion?" Regarding this issue, it was different. As the young man who had once owned the Nine Heavens Trading Company, he was the clearest about it. Hee, Miss Kong, there's no doubt about this. Of course, we'll auction them. Hearing this voice, Kongzhen turned to look. When she saw that it was only her younger brother, Kongzhen once again turned her gaze to Lin Li, asking for his opinion. However, Lin Rei naturally agreed with the young man's suggestion. After all, he was just a newbie in this aspect. Do as he says and auction them all. All right. After hearing the confirmation, the woman's face clearly showed her disappointment. However, she still nodded in agreement. Please wait a moment. I'll go and have your items appraised by the master. After the appraisal, I'll arrange for them to be auctioned. Having said that, Kongzhen prepared to leave. However, just as she turned around, Lin Rei's voice rang out again. Wait, Miss Kongzhen. Do you accept elixirs here? What? You still have elixirs to sell? At this moment, the woman was completely shocked. In the cultivation world, the most precious things were, of course, cultivation techniques. However, other than cultivation techniques, the most precious things were elixirs and weapons. However, seeing the person in front of her sell two of the most important items at once, although she was the manager of Carefree Pavilion, this was the first time something like this had happened. That's right. If you're selling them, then let's sit down and talk. Of course, if you don't accept them, I can go to the Alchemist Guild and take a look at them. No. We'll accept them. As long as your goods are good, as long as they're good, there's nothing we won't accept. After saying that, Kongzhen sat down again, looking as if she was discussing a big business deal. At this moment, Lin Rei's divine thought had entered the system and arrived at the place where the elixirs were automatically refined. He saw the little dragon standing there busily. Hey, little dragon, how's the refining of the elixirs? Not bad. Hearing Lin Rei's voice, the little dragon turned around and said with a relaxed face while holding a full bottle of elixirs. Well then, give me all the elixirs you've refined. After saying that, Lin Rei stretched out his hand to the little dragon. In Lin Rei's range, he should be able to refine at least 10 bottles in a month. Here. Looking at Lin Rei's hand, the little dragon gave a strange smile. Then, with a wave of his hand, a series of crackling sounds could be heard. In an instant, thousands of bottles flew towards Lin Rei. Damn, you, bang bang bang, before Lin Li could even say anything, the thousands of bottles had completely swallowed him up. Ha ha ha, as soon as this scene appeared, the little dragon laughed loudly. Even though Lin Rei was buried in the bottles, he could still hear the little dragon's laughter. Humph, you tricked me again. Even so, Lin Rei was not angry. His divine thought instantly enveloped all the elixir bottles around him. The moment a storage bag appeared, Lin Rei quickly put all the elixirs into it. After everything was done, Lin Rei regained his freedom. He snorted coldly at the little dragon and disappeared. His divine thought returned to his body, and then the storage bag with thousands of bottles of elixirs was placed in front of Kong Zhen. He said, "Maybe there are a little too many elixirs here, if you can." Before Lin Rei finished speaking, Kong Zhen took the storage bag and her divine thought instantly entered the storage bag. Hiss! Kong Zhen sucked in a breath of cold air, and the shock on her face was undisguised. If there was one day in her life that gave her the most shock, it would undoubtedly be now. She really did not expect to receive such a large order today. Regaining her senses, Kong Zhen looked at Linli with curiosity in her eyes. In her heart, she said, "Haha, how many more secrets do you have? Before coming here, I could sense that you had many secrets on you. But now, it seems I underestimated you." Thinking of this, Kong Zhen stood up and said to Lin Rei, "All right, wait here for a moment, I'll go confirm it now. When everything is settled, I'll come back and report to you." Then, without waiting for Lin Rei to reply, Kong Zhen hurriedly left. Seeing that beautiful voice disappear, Lin Rei looked away. Was it nice? Suddenly, a voice sounded. Lin Rei, who was in a daze, answered without hesitation. It was nice. However, the moment he answered, Lin Rei regretted it because the voice belonged to his wife, Lu Ying. Ying, listen to me. It's not what you think, I'm ignoring you. Go look for her." Without waiting for Lin Rei to finish speaking, Lu Ying angrily left and walked to the side to sit down. Seeing this, Lin Rei was dumbfounded for a moment. He never thought that Lu Ying would be like this. Seeing that Lu Ying was still angry, Lin Rei didn't dare to go forward. In the place where he used to live, there was a saying, "As long as a woman is angry, don't go forward because you'll die a horrible death." Although Lin Rei didn't want to admit it, he didn't dare to go forward. Just like that, the two of them sat on opposite sides, ignoring each other. The other two people in the room felt the atmosphere and didn't dare to interrupt. At this moment, on the top floor of Xiaoyao Pavilion, Kong Zhen handed the two storage bags in her hands to an old man and said, "Elder, take a look at these things." The old man, who was resting with his eyes closed, immediately opened his eyes when he heard Kong Zhen's voice. A smile appeared on his stern face. It's Miss. Take a look at these two things first." Seeing the old man's smile, Kong Zhen also smiled, but under that smile, there was a hint of excitement. "Okay." The old man nodded in agreement and picked up the two storage bags in front of him. Without hesitation, he sent his divine sense into them. Hiss! The same expression appeared on Kong Zhen's face as before. Her eyes widened and she looked extremely shocked. "How is it, Elder? Are these things real?" Actually, Kong Zhen already knew the answer when she saw the reaction. Miss, with these things, our Xiaoyao Pavilion is on a whole new level." Speaking up to this point, the wrinkles on his face were squeezed to the point where it was hard to look straight at him. "Really?" Hearing the old man's words, Kong Zhen's face was full of excitement. "Yes, but to be honest, Miss, these things are the best of the best. Take one of the divine weapons, for example. It's the best of the medium-grade divine weapons, and it's not inferior at all. Even a high-grade divine weapon is slightly inferior to it." "What? So strong?" Originally, she thought these things were good enough. She didn't expect them to be so strong. Because of this, Kong Zhen was even more curious about Lin Rei. Not only his identity, not only the 4 godly emperors who were hiding in the sky, but more importantly, he was a person. "Miss, where did you get these things? Such a large number of things, could it be that the Alchemy Guild and the Weapon Refining Guild, from the looks of it, such a large number of things could only belong to these 2 guilds. No one else could have them." No, these things were given to me by a very mysterious person to auction. What? It's not. The old man was even more shocked after hearing Kong Zhen's reply. According to his knowledge, only these two guilds were capable of producing such a large number of items. If it were a sect, family, or empire, none of them would be capable of doing so. They would treasure these items, let alone sell them. If this wasn't the work of a guild, then the question was, who could have done it? Chapter 521. Alright, since these items are real, I'll add them to the auction according to their value. Kong Zhen was about to leave after finding out that these items were real. Just as she turned around, the old man's voice was heard again. Young mistress, your friend is going to snatch those artifacts. No matter how much money it costs, these items will be of great use to our Kong family in the future. Alright, I got it. Kong Zhen frowned after hearing the old man's words. No one knew what she was thinking. Then, she left the place after hearing the old man's words. She walked to the first floor where the auction would be held. She found the person in charge of this auction and spoke to him. Don't be in a hurry to start. Just now, you and the mysterious man handed these items to me. The elders have judged that they are real. Later, we will auction them according to their ranks. Remember, don't put them together, or else, haha, young mistress, I know that. Don't worry. The old woman interrupted before Kong Zhen could finish her sentence. Alright, I'll leave it to you. Kong Zhen trusted the old woman in front of her very much. After all, she was an old woman who had worked hard for her family all her life. After handing the items to the old woman, Kong Zhen walked to the second floor and knocked on the door of Lin Rei's room. Knock, knock, knock. At that moment, in his room, Lin Li heard a knock on the door. He hurriedly said, "Come in." Jia, the door opened and Kong Zhen appeared in front of Lin Rei, Yu, and the others. Young master, our elders have confirmed your items and they have already been added to the auction. However, because you have a lot of items, the auction will have to wait for a while. After hearing Kong Zhen's reply, Lin Rei smiled and nodded. Thank you very much. Lin Rei didn't look at her anymore. His wife was beside him and he was still angry. If he looked around, he might really be done for. He ignored Kong Zhen. He thought that she would leave after saying her piece. However, after waiting for a while, Kong Zhen didn't seem to have any intention of leaving. Suddenly, Lin Tian, who was sitting beside him, asked. Is there anything else, young mistress Kong Zhen? No. Hearing Lin Tian's question, Kong Zhen replied awkwardly. She really wanted to stay and get to know this man who made her feel curious, but looking at them, it seemed that they didn't welcome her at all. Then I'll take my leave first. Kong Zhen had no choice but to leave the room. However, she didn't go far away. Instead, she found a room next to Lin Rei's. At this moment, the moment Kong Zhen left the room, Lin Rei looked at Lin Tian with gratitude. Lin Tian sensed it and quickly responded. Just like that, the room fell into silence once more. No one spoke, and everyone was busy with their own things. I don't know how much time had passed, but suddenly, a voice that made everyone and even everyone present excited rang out. Hello, everyone. I'm the auctioneer for this auction. I hope everyone can have a good time. It was a beautiful voice that made people want to peek at her face. Even Lin Rei, who was in the private room on the second floor, felt the same. The moment he heard the woman's voice, he narrowed his eyes and looked over. This was a very delicate girl. She was like a porcelain doll. She was so delicate that people didn't dare to touch her with their hands. Alright, let's cut to the chase. I know that everyone is here today because you want to bid for the things you want. However, I have good news to tell you. After hearing the woman's words, the people below the stage hooted, Chu Ling, what good news? Yeah, what good news is it? Hurry up and say it. Yeah. At this moment, the entire unfettered pavilion was in an uproar. However, the woman on the stage called Chu Ling, didn't panic. Instead, she slightly raised her voice and said, "Just now, a mysterious person sold 13 divine tools to our unfettered pavilion. At the same time, he also sold a large amount of medicinal pills." Boom! Chu Ling's words caused the entire place to explode. In the past, 5 divine tools appearing in an auction was already very good. They didn't expect that 13 divine tools would appear in a row this time. What kind of concept was this? They couldn't imagine it. Alright, the auction is about to begin. Everyone, please keep quiet. Seeing everyone's excited appearance, Chu Ling, on the stage became even more excited. This was because she knew that as long as the people below the stage were excited, she would be able to make money. In an instant, as soon as Chu Ling's voice fell, the entire place became very quiet. One could probably hear a pin drop on the ground. Looking at this scene, Chu Ling smiled and said, "Alright, the auction is about to begin." As she spoke, a black-clothed attendant backstage carried a tray covered by a white cloth. He very carefully walked to the center of the stage and stood there waiting. Everyone, today's first auction item is a cultivation method from a mysterious ancient clan. It's called Phoenix Dance of the Ninth Heaven. It's an incomplete venerable level cultivation method, but its power is no less than a master level cultivation method. The gold medal price is 300,000 black gold coins. Each bid price is 30,000. The auction begins. Hearing Chu Ling's words, a wave of bidding suddenly set off. The people on the first floor below the stage began to bid crazily. 360,000, 400,000, 500,000, magic was very scarce. Sometimes, it was even more precious to those who didn't join a sect and were rogue cultivators. How could they give up on this opportunity in front of them? Even if they had to give up everything, they would do everything they could to get this thing. However, as the bidding continued, the Phoenix Dance of the Ninth Heaven, which was originally only worth 600,000 black gold coins, had been raised to 800,000. And from the looks of it, it didn't seem like it would stop there. This thing doesn't look like anything good. If it was a complete cultivation method, it might be worth buying, but it's only half. It's useless. It's better to buy it as toilet paper. At this moment, Lin Rei was in his room on the second floor. Seeing the fierce competition downstairs, Lin Rei didn't pay much attention to it. At this moment, the little dragon joined in the fun and ran to the window. Looking down at the heavy task below, the little dragon smiled and said disdainfully. Although the little dragon's words were unpleasant to hear, it was the truth. What was the use of a cultivation method with only half of it? It was better to use it as toilet paper. 1.05 million black gold coins. This sovereign doesn't believe that anyone will raise the price. A rough voice sounded. Immediately, Lin Rei stood up and went to the little dragon's side. Looking down, he saw a divine king expert with a face full of stubble. He looked at everyone present as if he was number one in the world. However, the moment the man finished speaking, everyone fell silent. It wasn't because they couldn't afford it. Those who came here to participate in the auction didn't have a family background. They had already lost interest in this cultivation method. Just like what Lin Rei said, this cultivation method was already worthless. Now that it was being auctioned, it had been maximized. They felt that the 1.05 million figure wasn't worth it. Of course, there were also some who lacked brains. 1.05 million going once. 1.05 million going twice. 1.05 million going thrice. Sold, bang. The sound of the hammer couldn't be changed. Just like that, the cultivation method was successfully auctioned off. Congratulations on obtaining the Phoenix Dance of the Ninth Heaven. At this moment, Chu Ling, who was on the stage, said. She waved her hand and signaled the attendant who was dragging the cultivation method towards the man. One hand for the money, and the other for the goods. This was the rule of the carefree pavilion. There was no precedent of credit. After this transaction was completed, Chu Ling, on the stage, started bidding again. Alright, it's a perfect start. I believe that the next part will be even more interesting. At this point, another attendant walked out from the backstage. He was also dragging a plate covered by a white cloth. Looking at the attendant, Chu Ling smiled slightly and said, "The second auction item is extraordinary. Not only can it increase your strength, but it can also give you a certain chance of possessing the bloodline of a true dragon. I believe that everyone is familiar with the bloodline of a true dragon." As soon as this was said, everyone was stunned. They knew about the bloodline of a true dragon. Similarly, everyone was looking forward to it being able to increase their strength. At this moment, in a private room on the second floor, the little dragon who was standing by the window hurriedly said to Lin Rei beside him, "No matter what method you use, you must get this item." What? The little dragon's words caught Lin Rei off guard. One had to know that the previous incomplete cultivation method was already sold for 1.05 million black gold. Not to mention that it could increase one's cultivation and had a certain chance of obtaining the bloodline of a true dragon. At this moment, when Lin Rei thought about the astronomical price of the token, Lin Rei felt a headache. Of course, his heart hurt even more. TCH, don't give me both. The pills I refined for you before were enough to get this item. Not to mention that you refined 13 divine artifacts, so I believe that you have the ability. Good luck. Ugh, looking at the little dragon's annoying face, Lin Rei felt uncomfortable. At the same time, he apologized to those who were not yet his, but were about to become his, but he did not warm up to them. Alright, this item was condensed from the death of a divine dragon emperor. It's called the Dragon Pearl. The price of the token is 800,000 black gold. Each increment is 100,000. The auction begins. Hiss, as soon as this was said, everyone couldn't help but suck in a breath of cold air. 800,000 black gold. Each increment was 100,000. What kind of concept was this? In Lin Rei's opinion, this was undoubtedly sucking his blood. However, despite this, there were still people who desperately bid for it. It was for no other reason than to increase their cultivation. 1 million black gold, with a whoosh, the price was raised to 1 million right from the start. Everyone on the first floor exclaimed in surprise and looked up at one of the private rooms on the second floor. Chapter 522. Everyone's face was filled with shock. They all wanted to know who could have done such a thing. Not only the first floor, but the people in the other private rooms on the second floor also wanted to know. However, because each private room had its own independent formation that blocked the divine sense, no one knew. Go, 1 million. Why don't you go and die? It's just a dragon ball. Do you have to be so excited? At this moment, Lin Rei was startled when he heard the huge sum of 1 million. Then, he began to nag at the person who called out the price. TSK, you still have the nerve to say that. I remember when it was. I think it was in the immortal world. You flaunted your wealth even more than that person just now. You threw out tens of millions in one go. Now that you're broke, you're starting to hate the rich? Looking at Lin Rei, the little dragon recalled while teasing Lin Rei. Lin Rei was speechless because what the little dragon said was the truth. 1,500,000 black gold, another voice that made Lin Rei's heart ache sounded. This time, Lin Rei felt even more pain. Then, Lin Rei looked over and saw a young man in a python robe standing at the window, looking down at everyone with a look that said, "I'm rich, I'm awesome. Wow. It's the Yuandao Empire's royal prince, Zhou Zhe. I didn't expect the Yuandao Empire to send him to this martial arts conference." What, Zhou Zhe? At this moment, the moment everyone saw the young man's brain, one of them exclaimed and looked at him with eyes full of envy. Yuandao Empire? Lin Rei had heard of this force before, but it was just hearsay. He didn't know much about it and didn't expect to meet it at this time. Looking at Zhou Zhe, Lin Rei was unhappy. Didn't he just have a father with power and wealth? Didn't he have an empire that had been passed down for countless years? In the end, he still had to rely on himself. The little dragon at the side deeply despised Lin Rei's behavior of hating the rich. How could the parasitic system in a dead body not know what Lin Rei was thinking? TCH, that's enough. Isn't it just a rich and powerful background? What's there to be envious about? Don't you still have me? Don't you still have the system? Even if the entire divine realm, the holy realm, and even the Hongmeng realm that has yet to meet with any mishap were added together, it still wouldn't be enough. Hearing Little Dragon's words, Lin Rei didn't think that he was joking, nor did he think that the other party was bragging. He was very clear about the little dragon's strength and the strength of his own system. Just the system alone was already so strong at level 2. If it was fully activated, how strong would it be? Alright, let's take a look at them first. I want to see how many forces have come to the Tendo convention. However, I hope that the demon path will appear the most. With that, Lin Rei's eyes were filled with anticipation as he continued to watch. Oh, I was wondering who it was. So it's Yuandao's Zhou Zhe. At this moment, an extremely sinister voice sounded. Zhou Zhe frowned when he heard the voice. He looked at the private room with a vicious expression. Shameless thing, come out if you have the ability. What ability do you have to hide behind the scenes? Lin Rei was most willing to watch this kind of dog-eat-dog drama. After all, he would be the one to profit in the end. Alright everyone, please take a break in my Kong family's territory. This is my Kong family's auction house. If you want to quarrel or fight, I'm sorry, turn left at the door. Just as the crowd was about to start a fight, a cold voice sounded. Immediately, the fight was strangled in the cradle. Why does this voice sound so familiar? Lin Rei felt an inexplicable sense of familiarity with the voice of the person who stopped him. He felt like he had heard this voice before, but he just couldn't remember where. However, the two people who were stunned by the person who claimed to be from the Kong family didn't have the chance to talk to each other. Instead, they returned to their private rooms and continued to compete. 2 million, you. Just when everyone thought that the fight was over, the person who confronted Zhou Zhe raised the price. Zhou Zhe couldn't afford to lose his temper. Immediately, a fight began in the market. However, they didn't know that the one who suffered in the end was actually Lin Rei. 3 million, immediately after, he raised the price to 3 million. However, at this moment, it was no longer 100,000. Instead, it increased by millions with every bid. 4 million, 5 million, just like that, the two of them raised the price to 9 million. Until now, Zhou Zhe didn't say anything. You want to compete with me in terms of wealth? Don't think that you have endless money just because you're a prince of the Yuandao Empire. You don't deserve to compete with me in terms of wealth. When he spoke up to hear, all of them were extremely shocked. They didn't dare speak such words when facing a colossus like the Yuandao Empire. Because of this, all of them started to guess exactly which sect that person who made the bid belonged to. Humph, crazy, really crazy. No, I. At this moment, Zhou, who heard someone provoking him, seemed to have gone mad. He stood up and was about to raise the price again. However, an old man standing behind him quickly stopped him. Third Prince, don't raise the price. Don't forget why we're here this time. If you continue like this, I'm afraid His Majesty will. Enough, don't talk to me about him. Upon hearing the old man's words, Zhou roared at him. However, he didn't raise the price again. Instead, he weakly sat back in his seat. Alright, Hong Lao, I'm sorry for just now. I couldn't control myself. I hope you can forgive me. When Zhou realized that he had lost his composure earlier, he quickly apologized to Hong Lao. In every royal family, there were people who could rope in this kind of person, such as Hong Lao in front of him. He was a mighty figure that Zhou had invited after 3 visits. It's alright, Third Prince. You can't do this. Those who achieve great things don't care about trifles. You don't have to be like this today. It was originally an insignificant matter, but if you really make a fuss, you'll suffer in the end. In response to Hong Lao's words, Zhou nodded repeatedly. Although he revealed a relaxed smile, he was extremely furious at this moment. Yes, I know, Hong Lao. Let's watch. Zhou said, perfectly hiding his anger. Then, he shifted his gaze to the tray below. The unwillingness in his eyes was exposed. Hong Lao, who stood behind him, saw this scene and shook his head helplessly. At this moment, the scene had been overwhelmed by 9 million. No one dared to make a sound, and no one could make a sound. 9 million black gold. This wasn't as simple as 9 million gold coins. 9 million going once. At this moment, Chu Ling, who was standing on the stage, began to call out. However, every time she called out, she would pause for a while to see if anyone was raising the price. 9 million, going twice, 9 million, going thrice. Just when everyone thought that the matter was settled, a discordant voice suddenly sounded. 10 million. Wow! At this moment, the scene was no longer quiet. The moment the words 10 million appeared, the entire scene became restless. Everyone shifted their gaze to Lin Rei's private room on the 2nd floor. At this moment, everyone began to guess who was in the room. As for the previous bid of 9 million, everyone had already forgotten about it. At this moment, although Lin Rei was in the room, his hand was already clutching his chest tightly. His face looked like he wanted to cry, but no tears came out. It was very funny. That's enough, that's enough. At this moment, Little Dragon, who was standing at the side, couldn't stand it anymore. Can you not be so embarrassing? Isn't it just 10 million? It's not like we're cutting your flesh and drinking your blood. Do you have to go so far? Lin Rei ignored Little Dragon's words and continued to look below. 10 million, 10 million, is there anyone else who wants to raise the price? 10 million going once, 10 million going twice. 10 million going twice, is there anyone who wants to raise the price? 10 million, going thrice, bang. Once the hammer was struck, there was no way to change it. In the end, Linley bought the Dragon Pearl for 10 million gold coins. Congratulations to the VIP in Private Room 206 for buying the Dragon Pearl for 10 million. At this moment, Chu Ling also began to be interested in the person who bid 10 million. The waiter dragged the tray to the 2nd floor. Just as he was about to reach Lin Rei's room, the door next to it opened. Kong Zhen walked out and called out to the waiter. Wait a moment. Perhaps there was no one in the entire carefree pavilion who didn't know Kong Zhen. After hearing the call, the waiter turned around. The moment he saw Kong Zhen, he immediately knelt on the ground and said respectfully, "This servant greets Mississippi. May I know why Miss has called for this servant?" "Get up first." Looking at the waiter kneeling in front of her, Kong Zhen couldn't stand it anymore and asked him to stand up. Yes, this servant obeys. It wasn't good for him to disobey Kong Zhen's orders. The waiter stood there motionlessly and didn't even dare to breathe loudly, as if Kong Zhen was going to eat him alive. "That's enough. Give me the things in your hands. Also, remember, you don't have to rush up to withdraw the money from the items in room 206 today. Just send the items over. As for the settlement, I'll deal with it after the auction." After saying that, Kong Zhen handed over the tray and sent the waiter away. "Alright, you can go now." After saying that, Kong Zhen didn't look at him and went straight to Lin Rei's room and knocked on the door. Knock, 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 coming. When he heard the door open, he didn't need to think to know that the items were delivered. "Come in." After saying that, the door opened and Kong Zhen appeared in front of Lin Rei. You." Seeing that it was Kong Zhen, Lin Rei didn't say anything for a moment. However, his eyes were already fixed on the dragon pearl in Kong Zhen's hand. You're tuning into the Xiaofan's Wuxia Tales YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.